move around once he gets himself a Blink Dagger and stuff like that. Not too sure on Jackie, but as you said, the pros know best when to move around and push with this Metamorphosis. So actually, we may see some pressure in now that I think about it. But in terms of draft, I think Aurora is much more early centered, right?
Yeah, I would say so. And maybe that just comes down to the result of their two most recent series, right? Boom has had the edge over them, and they said, you know what, maybe what we're doing right now isn't working against them.
I think Palos just saw that ward placement.
All right.
Maybe.
It's already leveled up the meld, by the way, so really wanting to try and punish the Doom in the lane, perhaps. You know, get himself set up there before the lane connects. Maybe get a double meld strike off into either Cogs or the battery assault. Try and get one of those early kills.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be a C game, of course, without a DC. Yeah, I mean, I just think that maybe Aurora feel like their past two series, they've gone the way of Boom, right? 2-0 and 3-2 being the results there, both for ESL 1 Bangkok. So maybe Boom just have the edge in being able to maneuver their way around Aurora's late game timings, and they tried to throw them off in the first game of this series. Remember, it's still upper bracket, right? So
yeah,
even if they lose this series, they have a second chance, and they're trying to just, you know, throw Boom off of their game a little bit. But certainly, I'm expecting that, let's say, 20-ish minute timing is really what Aurora are going to be playing for. They go for a smoke. I think that might have still been on the edge of the ward, actually. Might have just clipped them. Jab's positioning himself a little bit away from the rest of his team.
30 seconds to battle.
They don't have any gold for a sentry. I'm quite surprised. Palos didn't buy a sentry. Maybe perhaps he didn't feel that an observer ward was placed there then, because he's got 60 gold.
Yeah.
Buy a sentry.
Give him a nice little XP and gold boost for the mid lane for sure. FBZ has to be a little careful though. Walking down here, I was about to say on his own, but it's actually Tim's that's going to walk into this.
It is. The meld damage there, caught in the cogs. I mean, the dead shot going to miss, but nonetheless, a kill onto Tim's. First blood will go to Palos. Very nice there for the T8.
And that goes to show the importance of the smoke, right? Like that Observer Ward placed down would have seen them be able to move towards the right-hand side, but because they used the smoke instead, they were just able to bamboozle Tim's a little bit. Make sure they got that quick pick off onto him.
Nice little play there from Abed to stop Mac from getting a last hit by just using Cold Snap on him.
Mm-hmm.
He even hit.
Nope. Just about disrupting them that little bit. I use it with battery assault in my clockwork a fair amount of times. Just not about doing the damage, just making sure you're securing the range creep for yourself. They haven't been able to block up this small camp either, but perhaps that's by design by FBZ and Tim's, considering they are playing with a Doom, perhaps hoping for a Harpy Stormcrafter, but it's just a Kobold Foreman and a Hill Troll Berserker.
I'm wondering if Mac is going to be okay here. I mean, so far he's keeping up the pressure, but once Abed starts to get more levels and get himself the EMP, then Mac's not going to have any mana to use that Enchant Totem and push out the lane.
Yeah, I mean, just using the EMP, onto Mac is just going to seriously hinder his last hitting abilities. Again, the Earthshaker, he's got the bottle coming out to him, so it's not as bad, but you always want to make sure that you've got that 50 or so mana to be able to be securing a lot of that harass. We're seeing that is the trend across a lot of these lanes, right? I've seen Palos use the meld a few times now just to be able to get denies, particularly onto range creeps, realizing how strong the Boom lineup is, especially around that level 3 timing that they've got with the Doom. That won't be as much anymore. Forced to put the Devour point in at level 2, so it might be maybe level 4, even level 5, as they're actually looking to make a bit of a play here. FBZ able to dodge it out. Nicely done.
Still okay. Hitting Palos away, Tim's is. physical attacks. Actually saving a point here. Hasn't leveled Mana Drain or Hex yet. Level 2.
He's just waiting for what he feels like is an inevitable dive that they might be going for, but I would feel much more confident if Tims was playing something like a Hoodwink or even the Muerta for dealing damage underneath, when going for a dive underneath the enemy tier 1 tower. Lion, not so much, right? Like, you use the stun, that's pretty much all you got.
That is a nice little healing Lotus there for Tims after that spike through the pond.
Mm-hmm.
Or would you call it a pool? Pool or pond?
Call it a pool.
A pool. It's literally called Lotus Pool, my bad.
A pretty quiet game so far. You know, not a lot of aggression across any of the lanes. Really wasn't expecting it too much, particularly on this top side. And they are actually going for this build, so that was something that we haven't touched on yet. Like, what was the build that Jabs is going to go for? I thought, as soon as I saw his facet, the Wild Hunt that he's going for on the Beastmaster, that he would be going this build up and go sort of style. But it does mean a few things, right? It means that the TB should theoretically have a bit of an easier time in the lane against him because he's not getting the Wild Axes, the magical damage spammed out at him. And it also means that Doom just has that direct counter to you in the form of the Devour when you've got your Helm of the Dominator creep, and then once he's level 15, the Devour targeting Ancients.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Talking up top.
Look at that, yeah. The call in, along with that slow of the ball, and that is indeed a kill there on the Terrorblade. Very nicely done, and possibly a kill. No. Phoenix,
Yeah.
he has Icarus. Oh,
He's also
he got
rooted.
Wait, did he just get stunned mid-Icarus? I mean,
Yeah.
that could be a kill.
Rooted by the Hawk, a lot of slows coming through from the boars. Ticking
Dead,
down
sure.
slowly. Not needed.
Doesn't need it. Well,
But I
there
mean,
we go.
This does fit the style that we were talking about, right? Where they're playing a lot more aggressively on Aurora. Just having a quick look at Ollie and his positioning. I think they would have seen him walk behind this this tree here. If you have a look at the
Yeah.
Boom Vision, they don't see
I
him
think so.
right now, but they would have seen him walk up to it.
Yeah. Jackie senses something. Not gonna even
see him now.
attempt at getting a last hit right now until Januel's back. So he doesn't even want to go full stop, actually. Oh, gosh, they're putting a lot of pressure in on this top lane.
I mean, the fact that they see Clockwork up here for quite some time and they didn't make an aggressive play onto Palos is the big thing that I'm really looking at here. You know, he was on his own for quite some time, and when you've got 2-point Scorched Earth, Lion now level 3, I'm like, well, surely this is the time to be able to go for that kill, but it seems like FBZ, he's just intent to get the farm where he can get it. Get up onto his level 6 as quickly as possible, because it's going to be so important at locking down a lot of that control that the Invoker is trying to put it onto him. As Jackie, is he alright?
It doesn't look like it. Calling and boars do the job again. Doing really well summoning these boars. I didn't realize how much I thought maybe, to be honest, the wild axes would be better, but nope. Call it the wild boar. I mean, 18% slow damage. It doesn't stack, does it, with his 2 boars?
Not sure, to be honest. Not again, it's a micro hero, so not a Beastmaster player. But, I mean, any time that you're able to get away with going boars feels really good for the lane, right? Like oh, this is double damage on Q, by the way. Is Phoenix going to be in a little bit of trouble? Deadshot's him back into the calling.
Oh, and the Icarus dive does not help. Killing spree for Q.
Doing a
Got
great
both
job.
supports in the mid.
But yeah, you just compare it to, like, let's say you're going up against a gyrocopter, or even a PA, honestly, or a Crystal Maiden. Anything that's able to just kill these boars is going to have a fantastic time. This is the way that you want to be building Beastmaster, because there's not too many heroes that can actually deal with this intense push.
Ollie? Oh my gosh, deleted. Actually utilized that stack there with the Echo Slam and took down the clock. Meanwhile, though, rotation from Abed, finding the kill onto FBZ, with him being on his own. So they get a return kill of their own here on Aurora.
They already have Helm of the Dominator 7 minutes in on Aurora. This is an insanely good timing for Jabs. Just keeping the pressure going, even just using the Satyr Mindstealer to be able to scout out Jackie, and with that Observer Ward, they're going to be able to find him again. This would be death number 3
Oh,
Just
the
off
dead
the
shot
map.
misses. I mean, they have Primal Roar, but Jabs is way too far away. to even
Jackie's just
utilize
had
that.
to back off to his tier 2 tower, pops the Metamorphosis. They might be able to get a kill here onto Mac as well.
Abed, he hasn't got
Maybe,
Tornado.
yes,
They're going to dive the tier 2. And Ollie is going to be found and taken out. They were too confident. The Tornado, oh, it hit!
Oh.
No way! No, was that... I think they used one charge somehow, right?
Yeah, I heard the wand. Not sure if it was after he landed, but before he took the damage. Not sure, but very, very close to being able to make that a incredibly good move. Coming through there from Aurora. Still able to take the tower, still able to bully the TB out of the lane, and he is seriously suffering in terms of his overall net worth. And they're just going to continue the ball rolling. You can just see the itemization coming through from Q, rushing into the Drums of Endurance. So they're just looking to pair together with the rest of the team. Abed, he's not focused on being able to, you know, go the urn or anything like that. He's much more focused on just being able to take towers. He had a Dragon Lance queued up. I think he's switching that one up into perhaps a Witchblade for himself, just to enable a little bit of an easier time to be able to, you know, deal some of this damage over time, disable the Blink Dagger for a bit further, have a bit of that slow coming through.
Pretty alright here at the moment.
Seen another echo from Mac.
Echo from Mac.
Boom!
Yeah. Oh wow. That did some damage to my frames.
Yep. Didn't do damage to his bank account though. He's right back in it now after, I don't want to say a rough lane against Abed. Abed's actually doing better than him, but, sorry, not doing as well as him. But I feel like you're kind of cheating that with the Echo Slam there onto the Ancient Camp, right? They were pretty much breaking even.
Yeah. We've got Doom ready to be utilized by FBZ here, just forming an Ancient Camp.
I think he's got drums coming out to him as well. So, realizing that it's about time to make something happen. Again, though, I want to see them wait about a minute for it to be able to happen. You don't have your ultimates on Januel yet, so that Supernova is going to be vital. You are 200 gold away from Earthshaker being able to pick up the Blink Dagger. Still 65 seconds away from his Echo Slam as well. So they would love to be able to make a play around these siege creeps, but just not yet. And it does feel like Aurora are on a little bit of a timer here. Like, yes, they're having a good start to the game. They've got wins in 2 of their lanes. They've got the early Helm of the Dominator. They've taken a tower. They're working towards Helm of the Overlord as well. Just about 1,300 gold away. So really not doing bad at all on jabs. But you're just constantly mindful of, when is Doom going to be hitting level 15? When is he going to be able to devour that Ancient Creep and then just make that Helm of the Overlord a whole lot less impactful? So I'm interested to see what FBZ goes for his next item. He's got the drums now ready for a fight that could be breaking out around this Blink Echo that Mac will have with an Arcane Rune, by the way, so it might be going for a smoke here with Tim's. But after that, he's got BKB, Blink, and Midas all queued up. Don't actually hate the Midas, just because it's going to get him to his level 15 sooner, and you're going to be able to devour those Ancients. It's just a question of...
Devour.
Yeah, will you be run over before that happens is the real thing.
I mean, I guess it helps out against Beastmaster with the fact that he's got himself many summons.
Sure.
I'm just wondering when we will see jabs start to come out. Is he just waiting the Helm of the Overlord, and then we'll start to see pressure on the tier 2s?
Yeah, absolutely. That's all he's waiting for right now. Status update, 600 gold away, so not that long.
Okay. And how is Palos doing? On the way about 1,000 gold from a Desolator?
Okay. Again, just shows their mentality, right? They're not interested in pickups. They're just saying, we're going to use the Helm of the Overlord creep to frontline. We're going to get Desolator, minus armor, onto a bunch of these towers, and they're going to melt. And what are you going to be able to do about them? So it really just does come down to...
I think they might get jabs here. Look at this. Blink forward, Echo Slam, there it is. But can they get the kill? Easy execution. With thanks to that Arcane Rune and the Finger of Death there too. And Mac just TPs away, so... They punish that Beastmaster there, and he's not going to have his Helm of the Overlord for a little while longer.
It's a pretty long cooldown, though, on the Finger of Death, so I wonder if they might just say, screw it, let's go, you know? I still feel like, given that the Doom can counter the Beastmaster just purely with Devour, that's going to be something that's on their mind. You can see he's leveled it up to level 3. Most of the time, you might put a few more points into the Infernal Blade, but it's just so important that you're able to devour the maximum size Helm of the Dominator creep at this stage.
Now attempting to pressure this tier 1 middle. Palos rotating in here.
It's with the... not quite the Deso yet. But they're doing their own pushing on the bottom side of the map, so Boom realizing that this is going to be something that's just happening, right? Like, this is the draft that Aurora is going for, so when they try and push, let's try and equalize it somehow. They have a slightly weaker push. Their supports aren't really able to do anything about it. Their mid laner, not the greatest at pushing. Their off laner, not the greatest at pushing. So, not the best use out of the Metamorphosis, but it's a necessary one just to open up the map a little bit and enable themselves to farm a little bit. Something that Jackie has done very well is micro his TP illusion. Even when he was getting chased up near top Roshan, he was microing his illusion into the wave to get a bunch of last hits and make sure that that tower lived, even if it was only for like a minute or so longer.
Oh. He's trying to recover as well. Currently surpassing the Invoker just about, but a while away from the Templar Assassin. Did have a kind of rough lane.
They got Helm of the Overlord up.
They want to go for Mac here. They scout him out with a rocket flare. Juke shots available. Slowed down. Oh no!
The creep.
The range creep. Oh dear. Is that Dominator?
Hold on.
Forward, Echo Slam onto Palos.
Just drop
He's
the
going
Doom,
to have
why
the
not?
Doom placed upon him. That is a dead Templar Assassin for sure. Palos will be taken out, and the kill going to FBZ here.
So they use the Doom. They use the Echo Slam. I still feel like you could just ball up and go, right? Like, you've now finished up. He was able to buy the Desolator before he died. You've still got the Helm of the Overlord. You've still got the drums. You've got everything that you could possibly want to be able to just push on forward. And they don't have two huge teamfight ultimates. So if I'm Aurora right now, I'm either pushing this mid lane out and taking that really highly valuable tier 2 mid tower, or I'm playing around the top side of the map, because that's where Roshan's going to be. You want to make sure that you're securing it ASAP, just so that the second one, you're able to get into an early-ish timing for the Roshan's banner, and going up onto the high ground before this later game Boom lineup is going to be able to scale.
And they're going to do just that. They're heading into the Roshan pit now to claim themselves of Ages of Immortality, and there's no way that Boom Esports could even attempt to contest this.
I think they know this is going on. They know what's going on, right? So just look at what their heroes are doing. No even small contemplation of being able to try and contest this. It's just, all right, well, what can we do in the meantime? What's the consolation prize that we can get? And that's just going to be pushing in bot lane, pushing in mid lane, forcing a bit of a defensive rotation coming through from Abed while they wait for their spells to come back off cooldown. And they'll know that Abed TP'd here as well.
Interesting to see that they've put the Aegis on Jabs too. I guess he is the strongest hero at the moment within Aurora. He is 1,900 HP. They're actually going to smoke up here. Oh, Tornado. Catching Max, slowed down by the...
He's got Invis-Rune.
He does. He's okay. Still with the rest of his team, though they are kind of split up here. FBZ is all the way on the top lane. There's a hook shot comes out. They've caught themselves Tims with a dead shot there too, being pushed back and forth around the cogs. And they will find a lovely pick off there onto the Lion. Mac utilizing that invisibility rune scutters away into the tree line, and they will not find the Earthshaker.
There we go. So we get the Midas coming out from the Doom. So again, the role of this isn't necessarily to be that counter to the Beastmaster directly by using the Midas onto one of his creeps. Mac might not be okay, actually.
Oh, Jabs is coming forward. He's got the Drums of Endurance. They use the Primal Roar there onto the Terrorblade. He's silenced and taken out instantaneously. Lovely stuff there as they utilize the... It was actually Q, yeah, sorry. Q that had the Drums of Endurance, activated that. Still got 6 charges remaining, but lovely pick off there on the Terrorblade.
They know that they've got this high ground ward as well, so Ollie's going to be able to get rid of that.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Just
attack.
really removing a lot of this map information that Boom have. Their map is completely dark right now, outside of a super deep observer ward covering the Radiant Ancient Camp area. So just overstaying their welcome a little bit when you didn't have the Doom playing quite so close to the rest of them. Now he's level 12 though. He's got the Midas running. He's got Blink Dagger as well, so they are able to fight. But hold on.
Oh, and meanwhile, hook shot into the backlines here. They've caught Tim's. Jabs is okay for the time being. Tim's will fall within the cogs. Max getting pursued here by the Dragon. Sunstrike comes in. It will miss. However, he gets himself an Echo Slam and an Enchant Totem, but he will be found by the Dragon here, it looks like. Yep, Q will take the kill. They take down the Aegis. Jabs will come back alive, but that was interesting there from Mac. I thought he was dead for sure, but able to do a solo Echo Slam there and at least take down the Aegis.
It feels all right, you know, but it's not amazing. And this is the timing that I was talking about. You know, you've got that Helm of the Overlord. What can you do to contest against it? You've got the drums, you've got TA with the Desolator. You're hitting into 2 different towers at the one time. You know that even if Shaker's alive, he doesn't have Ags, he doesn't have Echo Slam. So where is the damage actually going to be coming from? And they probably even know that FBZ, his main priority, is hitting level 15. So that's the big thing that I think Boom just constantly need to be mindful of. Like, the only time FBZ should be showing up to fights is if they are extremely confident that it's going to be a drastic win for them if he does, and if he's able to land that Doom. If not, no point. Just try and split up the map, slow this game down a little bit. It's rough. It's easier said than done, I know, just because of, you know, going up against this Helm of the Overlord, the Desolator, the full ball up and go that Aurora have right now. It's working for them right now.
Yeah, Jackie is going to show himself here. He's got himself all of the illusions, though, to push this top lane. We'll take the tier 1 tower.
Not revealing himself on the lane, just being close enough so that the illusions do that full damage.
Where's the...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
1,200 round.
Unfortunately, it doesn't show up when you, like, hover over it.
No, it kind of sucks a little bit that it doesn't do that. You just got to guess.
Mm-hmm. Now the smoke coming through from Aurora. They wanted another pick-off to enable themselves to push into yet another tier 2 tower. Back. It's so tempting to walk into that creep wave.
Oh, they're going for their Tormentor?
Okay. I mean, it's something of value, I suppose, on the other side of the map. Maybe you're assuming that Aurora are going to be coming back here, but again...
Oh, Mac. He's been revealed. The hook shot's there. They've got the EMP. Mac in trouble. There's no way for him to escape. And there we go. Dead shot and the EMP with the amplified damage rune. That is the most damaging EMP I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
How much damage did that do? Hell.
Nearly dying to the Tormentor was both the Phoenix and the Lion, but I mean, you just see they're trying to make the most out of a bad situation here on Boom. Like, they're like, we can't defend against this, we're not strong enough. Let's, A, try and punish them if they do step back and try and get their own Tormentor and Wisdom Rune. Or B, worst case scenario, we're going to be able to do it and put some pressure onto the tier 2 tower. Like, they're better at pushing, but if we could also be pushing at the same time, we're pretty happy with that outcome.
It's not like they're super far behind, though, either, and...
No?
Nice TP there from the Phoenix. Januel gets himself out with that Sunray plate.
Remember, eyes are on FBZ. He's level 14 now, so doing a really good job of keeping up in levels. That's one of the disadvantages, that even though they're slightly ahead right now on Aurora, all this bunching up means that you're sharing a ton of experience across the board. So this split up and try and make the most out of the map style that Boom's going for is going to serve them pretty well. And I'm not sure if they've gotten enough out of this map right now on Aurora. Still a 5k net worth lead, still a really farm TA.
They're going for Mac, though, again. The meld damage is enough. A lovely dead shot from Q. Once again, really benefiting his team here with this spell. I don't think I've ever seen sort of perfect usage of this spell before. It feels like it's helping Aurora Gaming consistently get kills.
Mm-hmm. Definitely making up for their lack of reliable stuns if you're just able to hit those consistently. Jackie feeling like they've just bailed on this bottom side of the map. Once again, splits up the map, tries to keep going forward. I think we've nearly got a Aghanim Scepter completed now for Jabs as well.
Oh.
He's 800 gold away, so like you're gonna need to use basically everything onto this Beastmaster to stop him, both the Doom and the Devour onto the creep. And I feel like that's gonna happen in about 60 seconds or so time for FBZ. Just waiting on the cooldown of Devour is going to be the main issue for them. So try and fight away from an Ancient Camp so you can't just go ahead and pick up another one. And yeah, look to make this all happen. But there we go. Level 15, Devour can target Ancients. This is what FBZ has been waiting for this whole time, and what could bring Boom back into this game. The win probability at the moment, 70% to 30. Seems about right. Aurora are in a commanding position. They are as well going to know when Roshan may respawn in about 30 seconds time, so they'll be able to set themselves up for that. And I feel like they're not going to be quite as happy to give up their Aegis, their second Aegis, quite so easily.
No, I definitely feel like they need to do something now, because at this rate, they're going to get themselves the Drums of Slum, and then Aurora's next task is get the Aegis and siege the high ground. They need to stop this momentum, and from them taking this Aegis in order for them to quash the potential siege of their tier 3s.
And here we go. Smoke up, 5-man. It's a really long Roche respawn, not what Aurora were hoping for. They actually scout out the TB farming with that rocket flare.
He's still trying to get an Ayaskadi.
Stats always good. A little bit of that heal reduction coming through against the Beastmaster always feels good. Against a couple of ranged heroes. They're scouting out, assuming that TB was in the area, and he was. So
yeah,
nice TP out there from Jackie. But
they're doing quite well by playing around with them, though, aren't they? They keep moving up and down the map.
They're just trying to, now on Aurora though, force someone to TP out of position and then try and punish that. They're still stronger. Is there a team fight about to break out up in this top side? No. They're actually kind of clumping together a little bit here on Boom. And, I mean, the big thing that they're playing for, it would be enormous if Boom was able to win a team fight and secure the Aegis for themselves. You know, denying away that Roshan's banner gives them so much extra time. It has to be now for Aurora. Like, you've got everything you could possibly hope for. Boots of Bearing, Force Staff, Solar Crest, BKB, Blink, Deso. Like, it's a lot that you have to be able to play around with. Even a Blink Dagger now on jabs. So they just need to... Well, they know when Roshan's going to be respawning, a minute 20 seconds. So that's how long they assume it's going to take for them to be able to push up towards this top side of the map. But you see here from Boom, they're ready. They're ready to go. FBZ... He's not with the boys, though, and he kind of needs to be. He is the key part of this team fight, both through his Doom and the Devour. So if they were to engage in onto Boom, he would be left missing.
Looks like Abed's going to come and trying to defend this tower and keep it alive. A few more minutes, but Mac's just going to come in and take that out. But Roshan spawning at about 45 seconds, and already Aurora in a good position here to wait out the Roshan. They've got it warded nicely with that fresh observer.
They're just taking a tier 2 tower. Like, this is what I was talking about when I said that the Aegis taking so long, or rather Roshan to respawn, is such a bad thing for Aurora. They wanted to have taken this 2 minutes ago, but instead, it's just enabled Boom to get back out on the map, take a bit of this control back, shove the lanes out. They don't want to be defending. They don't want to be TPing back here. They know that Roshan is the big prize, but with the Demon Zeal and the Siege Creep, they're just getting into this tier 3 tower.
They are, and with that, Abed has to rotate himself back. Tornado comes out to try and clear the illusions, and already that tower losing a third of its HP. But Roshan now finally spawned up. Aurora are going to head in and take themselves this Roshan. What are Boom going to do about it? Are they just going to take themselves another tower?
I think so. Yep. Most of the time you would expect this net worth lead to continue to grow, and if you have a look at the win probability, it's slowly shrinking down back in Boom's favor. Probably will equalize a little bit now, considering it's a tier 2 tower for a Aegis trade. So getting closer and closer to 50-50 as you could possibly hope for, and I gotta say, it feels like the window for Aurora is kind of closing out a little bit here. If they don't make good use... Hold on, Mac. Oh, they missed the Sunstrike.
Is he okay? Oh, the fear from the Deadshot stops him from utilizing that Fissure to enchant Totem away And he had himself a shield rune on the bottle there too.
Needed to be perfect CC, so Q once again showing why he's such a great position 4 player. He's looking to try and scale himself as well. You know, going into this Shadow Blade next. Not needing a Silver Edge this time around, but, you know, the crit, never a bad thing. Wouldn't hate to see him go into a full Hurricane Pike as well, just enabling himself to really brawl into the TB in a few of these team fights, because he doesn't have a BKB queued up anytime soon. He's going into the Butterfly, which is going to be very nice against TA and Beastmaster and the Muerta, but certainly a scary prospect with all of that magic damage that that Q is going to have. Nearly talking about level 15s with FBZ. Muerta level 15 is pretty damn good too. Plus 55 gunslinger damage coming through from him is going to be incredibly welcome.
Jabs is looking kind of terrifying right now. He's 300 gold away now for this BKB. If he gets that, then he's really not going to feel the pressure of the Phoenix, the Earthshaker. The only person that's going to maybe threaten him is if Doom places Doom upon him, or the Terrorblade starts attacking into the Beastmaster. But what do they need to do against this Beastmaster once he gets himself the BKB? Does Doom need to be placed upon him always, or does this need to be placed on a different hero?
Always place it on the Beastmaster. Like, he is the front line. He is the one that's going to be unkillable, honestly, if he gets that roar off. Now, especially now that he's level 19. So you just get the maximum charges into the Drums of Slum. You're going to have a ton of lifesteal coming through. You've got to have BKB going. Like, it really does become unkillable.
Smoke play here from Boom. They're out the base. I mean, the waves are pushed. Apart from
Smoke on smoke.
Bottom.
Palos gets a bit of information. He's got the Aghanim Shard. Hold on. Oh, the blink
Tim's
away. That's
nice
not
blink.
the greatest BKB.
Oh, Primal Roar onto the Doom. That's big. Is he able to get off the Doom? The BKB is there. They're turning it back around down to Jabs, and Jabs is down. Aegis bringing him back. The Supernova has been protected, and it will come off. It will just stun Jabs on the end there. He has been doomed as well. What can Boom do with this? Coming forward, Ollie has himself no mana in his own cogs. Looks like he'll fall. They do take down the Aegis, but I mean, only Ollie will fall here on the Clockwork. So, I mean, at least they're able to disengage here on Aurora, but that was not the Aegis play that they wanted.
No, it was not, and it was not the first BKB usage either that you were wanting coming out from Palace there. Just hits nothing with it, essentially. They full-on retreat. It was kind of a ballsy move by Jabs to just jump into the middle of things, maybe feeling like he was a little bit too strong, considering, you know, he has the Aegis, he has the BKB to be able to play around, but his entire team didn't come with him. So now it just becomes a little bit more challenging. Win probability still at around that 60% mark, but I'm not supremely confident about that. And anytime that FBZ shows on the lane, you can see Jabs instantly micros his Ancient Granite Golem back, not wanting to give a free Devour over to him. And even with that, I mean, they probably could have used the Psionic Trap, honestly, from the TA to be able to A, silence, and B, deal a little bit of damage to, speaking of Tim's, the Lion, who was able to blink away previously, but won't be able to get away from that.
Yeah, dead Lion. Gone with the Sunstrike. Very nicely done there from Abbott. What was Tim's doing there, actually? Was he trying to get some vision down or something?
I don't know what he was doing there at that point. It's still way too early to be getting vision down, especially considering, you know, Aegis just got reclaimed, so 3.5 minutes away.
I wanted to highlight Mac's net worth, not the greatest at the moment. 3k below the Invoker. He is trying to get a BKB, though.
Nearly level 18 as well. He played a very sacrificial role, though, in that time where FBZ was like, guys, just give me space. I need my level 16. I need to prevent them from feeling comfortable pushing in up onto this high ground. And, I mean, they just haven't ever since he's been able to pick that up, right? Every time FBZ even remotely shows himself close by, they just... is Jelly all going to live? Okay. They just back off entirely. So, again, if you're playing for the later game, if you're playing for late game Phoenix, if you're playing for late game Earthshaker, late game Doom, this is the sort of behavior that you're wanting to force out of the enemy team.
Yeah, I guess you're right on that part, because FBZ, he's now got himself a Shiva's God. He's going a Satanic?
Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm like, huh?
Eh?
All right. Go off, FBZ.
What's his attack speed? 0.87. What was it for? Like a dispel or something?
Maybe. I'd rather even a freaking Manta in my Doom if that was the case.
Maybe he's got to get the Alpha Wolf and then just be, you know, like a
Maybe.
second carry.
The true Giga Chad. I mean, I wouldn't hate a
nippers.
nullifier or a
Oh,
refresher.
hook shot onto the Doom. Doom just being able to get force-staffed away by Januel, so he will sacrifice his life in order to save the Doom. Meanwhile, they get themselves Tims. That's 2 down already from Boom. They need to escape, unless they're going to turn around. Buyback from Tims. Now it's Aurora who are trying to play defensively here. They have themselves the high ground. Ollie's getting lower and lower, but is able to get away. So they won't lose anyone here on Aurora, and a buyback committed.
Yeah, pretty big blunder coming out again. I mean, just showing how squishy this Lion hero can be if you're just able to get that initial jump onto him. Pushes him so far back from his Ghost Scepter timing as well that he was only about 200 gold away from. And also, Metamorphosis popped, so Jackie really doesn't feel like this giant threat. They might even just be looking to take another fight instantly. I mean, Primal Roar is up in another 15 seconds.
Metamorphosis down for a minute. Roshan up in possibly a minute. Could be early or late, we'll see. And it's going to be possibly top again. And look at all these traps that Palos has across this top lane.
Pretty terrifying, and really nice way to A, get information, B, worst case scenario, you could just stop the wave from pushing into you. You know, force a little bit of lane pressure while not actually being there, just by detonating the trap.
Radiant are scanning.
I really don't like this attack for FPZ. Just go up BKB, man. What's the harm? Sorry, a refresher. You get a second BKB, second Shivas, second Doom, second Devour even, if you're, you know, going to Helm of the Overlord, dominate another creep. They're looking to try and find them on the retreat here up top, but I don't think there's enough boys close by.
Well, they're going to go in for the Primal Roar there. They got themselves a Sunstrike too. Hook shot there onto the Earthshaker. He is gone. Down. No buyback. Tim's gone here too. 2 down. With no buyback available on either.
Yeah. The only one that they know that about, though, is the Lion, having bought back in that previous engagement. So there is still the danger that Earthshaker could be contributing to this next team fight that I'm sure that they're going to be very conscious of. Is it even worth just blink, BKB, devour the Ancient Creep? Like, it's honestly getting towards that stage for FBZ. Hanging forward with the gem, so he knows he's not under any sort of vision here on the left-hand side.
Oh yeah, blinking forward. They got themselves the Doom there. Supernova coming out as Abed pushed away to safety, but still will be found, as that was actually Jackie's reflection that got the kill when he was doomed. So they will defend the high ground as 3. I mean, the tier 3 tower will take significant damage, but still nicely played there from FBZ, Jackie and Januel.
3v5, you lose the Roche banner, you lose your mid hero, and you only expend, I guess you expend all your ultis. Let's just call Metamorphosis Jackie's ulti for argument's sake. Even in that last fight, Jackie was actually in a pretty good position to be able to try and sunder Mac when he got gone on recently. It just doesn't have the attack range, the cast range. So I wonder, is anyone going to be able to buy get a telescope from the neutral items? That might actually help them out enormously at that tier 4 timing in about a minute. So wouldn't hate to see that from Tims, although considering how much he's been dying, I wouldn't hate to see him just get a ninja gear for himself as well. Just be a little bit sneakier.
An early Roshan spawning. They'll take the Aegis. This is an Agnim's Blessing too, so who takes the axe?
Jabs has it. I mean, I'd give it to Invoker, surely. Like, Cogs Cataclysm feels pretty good. Raw Cataclysm feels pretty good.
What's he doing with it?
Don't know. Being very greedy if he ends up using that for himself.
Oh, there we go. Okay, he's got to give it to someone else. Yeah, he's putting it in the courier.
Is he?
Wait, no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. Wait.
I think you just need to physically give it to someone.
Oh.
Alright, let's see what neutral items they get on Boom. Honestly, on Aurora as well. Like, this could be what helps them close out the game. We talk about the importance of ninja gear. Now you've got Jabs being this constant menace around the map. You've already got Invoker, who's, you know, obviously moving around with his Ghost Walk incredibly quickly.
Oh, there you go. You got Telescope on Tim's.
That's what I wanted.
Ascetic's Cap on Jackie, which is really nice to, you know, if you initiate with the Primal Roar there, you're going to be able to reduce the duration.
Eagle's gone for the +10 all stats. I think they feel like they're very happy with how they're going to be able to take extended team fights on Boom. It's just they don't want to get instantly picked off. That's their main area of concern. Palos doesn't want to be making that same mistake that we've seen a lot of the time from position ones, just being a little bit too far away from the team. Ballsy move to be this far deep, and wisely he retreats back to his team.
I'm just laughing about the fact that how far Tim's is the one who takes the lead all the time. And you mentioned at the start of this game he's quite a squishy hero. I mean, only 1,400 HP.
Yep. That Aeon just can't come fast enough. But again, it's another Aegis where you're not exactly getting a ton of value out of it on Aurora. They're constantly being forced back by these smoke plays, by the TB illusions, split pushing lanes.
Oh, they're going to
run into Tim's.
Oh, the blink though, but the hook shot actually landed there on the Earthshaker. Metamorphosis committed now as Mac in some trouble. He is able to get off that Echo Slam. The Supernova coming out as well. Ollie is down, and Jackie, look at Jackie take down Palos. Palos is gone. Aegis coming back alive. Boom are now hot on their trails. The BKB is there.
TA's getting low.
Insane damage there from the Terrorblade. The Primal Roar is there, but the Templar Assassin has fallen. Jabs now on the retreat. He's trying to flee towards his tier 3. The reflection is there. Jackie hot on his heels. Will they get the kill? The Blink Infernal Blade stunned there from FBZ, finding Jabs. Jabs is gone. 2 are down on Aurora. The buyback there from Ollie too. So technically it was 3 kills, but it could be a dieback. It is a dieback. Ollie's going to fall, and now could they go for Abed? He's severely slowed down here by the reflection, but FBZ is a little bit low. Buyback now from Palos here too. But what can he do? BKB down. They're sieging the high ground. All 5 are up here on Boom. It's completely... The wave has turned.
It has indeed. It's a completely expired net worth lead now. Pretty much dead even, and that is something that Boom is going to be licking their lips about. 2 buybacks being used now, only on the supports, but still such valuable ones considering you're pushing in onto the high ground. This is what the Aurora draft was designed to do. Get in nice and early, put a lot of this pressure on, and what a play from Tim's. He was having a game to forget, 1-6-2 before that fight, but just takes a lot of the attention onto himself, blinks away at the very last second, forces them to initiate just a little bit too deep, and it allows Jackie to get the team fight that he finally wants, to be able to stand his ground and fight into that TA.
He does have that satanic. I still find that point from FBZ, but it has healed him up, surprisingly. So, you know, I won't put it past him. And they're going to go for the second set of racks now. That melee racks is gone, and the range, the flow of this game completely turned around from that one fight. They get themselves the late game Boom, and they're on. They get themselves 2 set of racks. They will back off.
Oof. Having a look at the win prob graph, and it is a bit of a sharp decline. A little bit like my Dogecoin shares, just going completely down the gurgler. It's never something I'm too happy to talk about, but yeah, it's looking rough now for Aurora. Not unrecoverable by any stretch. You know, they're still going to know when the next Roshan's coming up. You're still level 25 on the TA. You're still pretty big, honestly, on Abed as well. So maybe he just needs to play a little bit more on the front lines. Perhaps even... what item can he even go next? Like, I wouldn't hate seeing him go a Blink, but I also feel like he kind of needs a Scythe of Vice. Just something to get that proper initiation onto... Honestly, if you take out the Doom, that is so big towards Aurora's chances. Like, it literally stops everything that they're trying to do. And this was a first pick Doom as well.
He was trying to obtain a link and say, I presume, for Jabs or Invoker here.
They're going to need to back up because this push ain't stopping. Jackie not putting himself up there, just using the Demon Zeal plus the Solar Crest. Full creep wave hitting into this tower. forced to back up completely. Even yoinking away the Wisdom Rune is FBZ. And that Doom is only going to get scarier. Level and a quarter until it's going to apply Mute as well, so even BKB not going to be able to provide a little bit of extra safety for Jabs.
They're ready to jump.
They couldn't go for this, could they? They couldn't go for this Tormentor snipe. Okay, they're going to back off on a Boom anyway.
Yeah. Do you think they should just go now and try and find, you know, like leverage a pickoff here, or wait out the ages? Because there's no buybacks on Aurora.
No, but are you talking about Boom?
Yes. Yes, Boom, yes.
I mean, you can just give them lane pressure, right? Use these TB illusions. Force them to put a little bit more attention into the mid lane, for example, to try and defend that, and then use that to enable a pickoff, or use that to enable you to get even more chip damage onto the top tower. It's just going to be like a death by 1,000 cuts sort of situation.
Yeah. Smoke play now from Boom.
Yeah. Maybe feeling that once they've cleared out that creep wave, they're a little more confident to be able to push forward. Once again, Jackie microing his illusion well to be able to put a little bit of extra pressure there in, but they might go for this full wraparound through the bottom lane, trying to catch them unawares.
I think they may be trying to find TA, but Palos has just TP'd back. I wonder if that fight went differently though, Dan. Because you know when Ollie went for the hook shot there, he was meant to get Tim's, but Tim's blinked out, and then he went way too far and caught Mac there instead.
Not the worst thing, like, to be hookshotting an Earthshaker, to be honest, but like, yeah, maybe just not expecting the team fight to be in that position at that time, as they get a free shard for Jabs, so that's nice. An additional Hawk gives him a little bit of the extra bonus from the Wild Hunt as well, a little bit of extra bonus attack speed. Real question on my mind is this going to be a giga quick Roshan respawn? Much higher likelihood of it being top after, what, they got 30 seconds of it being down bottom, so it doesn't look like Boom is in a position to be able to contest against that. So that's really where I'd be looking to set up here, if I'm Boom. Just keep that top and mid lane pushed out. What's up?
2 minutes 56. Could it get any later than that?
Long one.
Yeah.
Even Q, just with this build with a Dagon, it's literally designed to stop Jackie being so annoying with these TP illusions. It's one of the few things that instantly deletes any illusion, is the Dagon. So just level 1, going to be enough to be able to do that. He's been spamming these dead shots into it. I'm actually a little surprised that he went the level 15 dead shot damage instead of the gunslinger damage. I thought, you know, maybe he would be a little bit of that extra threat into Jackie in a few of these team fights, but that's certainly not the case now that Jackie's got the BKB. Still 8 seconds, by the way, as well. Palos. A little ballsy with how deep he's moving up here.
You got a buyback on Jabs now, though, so that's beneficial. He's trying to go for a Lincoln Sphere. Yeah, they need Lincoln Spheres. We've got Q, who wants to get a Lincoln Sphere as well, but he bought that Dagon, as you said, so I don't know if they're going to survive for this long before Q can get the net worth to get that Lincolns to place on someone else.
Still important.
Yeah.
For sure. It's also important to have buybacks when you get to this super late stage of the game. Again, just another one of the advantages of playing with a TA. They know they're not under any pressure to leave the base. So they know that Roshan's going to be coming up in a minute 25. So just hang back. Don't get TB pushed through. Oh. That's a dieback.
Wow.
He does not have dieback for a minute 10, and he doesn't have the money for it either. They can end the game. He's just going to TP onto the outpost, and they're going to end the game right now. Unless we see an amazing hook shot onto 5 Heroes Cataclysm is the only chance that they have on Aurora.
I'm just really confused. Like, what are the odds that FBZ was there and was like, oh, I can kill TA now here? Like, they have no vision there at all. Absolutely not. It's 93 seconds. No buyback because of the purchase of the Swift Blink. So what is going through Boom's mind now in terms of how to execute this siege? Metamorphosis pot. In comes the Blink and the Shivas from FBZ. Didn't find a target there to pursue with the War Stomp.
Oh, that's a pretty good Fisher. Jab's not able to initiate. Manta
Oh, he
dodge.
wasn't able to get off the Primal Roar. There we go. The Echo Slam comes out. It does absolutely nothing. Jackie's actually having to retreat. Jabs is still alive. The rest of Boom actually looking very low here. And what do you know? Aurora actually be able to defend their high ground now without the Templar Assassin.
It just feels like they pushed straight into it, right? Like, there's no need to push into a potential Roar, Cataclysm, all this stuff coming through. It was pretty much the perfect storm that happened that we were talking about, right? Like, hookshot into stun, into Cataclysm, bringing them really low, making them feeling not too confident about taking this fight. Are they confident enough to take the fight now, though, considering they don't have the ultimate for Jabs? They're needing to deal with this bottom lane. They still don't have the TA, so despite everything that happened, despite still being in this game, Roshan is still going to go the way of Boom. It's going to be an
Does anyone want
Aghanim's-
an Ascetics cap or a Ninja Gear? Look at that. The only person who doesn't have one is Tibbs.
Yep. What's his? Oh,
He's got the telescope.
It's still very important though, right? Like
Yeah.
we've said this before, just the extra range to get the Doom off, the extra range to get the Sunder off, extra blink range even for your spells and your team. They gonna be able to catch Jabs out here? Again, he's playing around the ninja gear. Smoke off on his own, and they'll be able to find Abed.
He's just been able to get full
Oh, they
staff
found
back.
him again! They
Still
found
alive.
Jabs.
They've got the Boom there onto Jabs. He's in some trouble. He's trying to flee, but they find themselves back and turn it around. What? Abed, he's still severely low. He's got himself the
Palos?
ice wall, though, slowing down FBZ. Palos is getting lower and lower, pursued there by Jackie. They get the kill. He's got the BKB. The Deafening Blast comes out, but it's not going to help him. He's actually fallen. He does have himself the buyback available, but the Templar Assassin down once again. Jabs does survive through it all, though. Commendable to him, but they can still defend the high ground, I think.
FBZ God being able to get there onto the Beastmaster, completely lock him out of that team fight, would have been a very, very different story if you had that Roar, if you had the Drums of Slom going, if you had all of that additional damage preventing them from just running in onto your TA and your Invoker. Playing so damn well, and I think... Who's he given the Aghanim Scepter over to? He's actually given it to the Phoenix, so Zhao could potentially go for a big play here.
Okay, buyback from Invoker.
Alright. TB is actually a really good hero to have this Phoenix Aghanims with, because it refreshes everything except ultimate cooldowns, so they can have just an additional metamorphosis, even if you wanted to use it right now.
Wait, look at... look at Abed's inventory. Does he have an Aghanim shard in his inventory?
Yes, he does. I don't know
the
why.
Was that a miss by accident? Wait, what's that?
I don't know, but he needs to sell it. I guess he doesn't have
he's
buyback anyway.
The heck? Yeah, I don't
Going
know
into
what
the
that was.
refresher, which, again, I don't hate it, but I would feel much more satisfied with a Scythe of Vice. You know, just something else that's going to be able to enable him to just get that quick pick off. You know, use the Hurricane Pike to break the Lincolns, use the Scythe of Vice, use the Roar, blow up a target. This is the real dangerous period, though, that time where you've got the double siege creep waves coming, 50 minutes in, super creeps in bot and mid. See a amp damage rune as well that Tim's is pinging out for his team.
We'll take that.
Give that one over to Mac, yep.
Yep.
It's actually so ridiculous. He doesn't even have any crit yet on this Shaker, and he's just, because of the level 15, level 20 talent, he's hitting for 1,300 damage. Hitting! Not critting, hitting.
Oh. FBZ has 5,000 HP as well after completing his overwhelming blink. So he's looking quite a beefy boy. Oh, Jabs is courier. Oh, that was a link at 3.5 minutes. No Lincoln Sphere. That could have been so good if he had got that Lincoln's.
Are they going to try for Jabs? He's been spamming out the wild axes on this bottom lane. They think they know where he is inside of the ninja gear.
Yeah, they see the birds, so
And
obviously
they know he's got no Lincolns because of that pickoff. Oh, they back off.
Birds. This ninja's gear is so important for Jabs, actually. really obscuring the vision so that they can't get the jump on him. They know somewhat where he is, because obviously, of course, he's got 2 birds flying around him.
Look at all these TA traps, man. Just like, keep him away from our base.
Jackie just took quite a bit of damage there within a few seconds.
I mean, if he's hitting the TB with the side blades, you don't care about all that armor he's got. You know, AC, TB having 50 armor, it's not going to mean anything.
Jabs? He just activated BK. Did he want to go in there and his blink was cancelled?
Maybe. They've been doing a pretty good job, especially on Mac, to be able to prevent him from doing that. Just using the Aghanim Shard, even through the BKB, any little bit of damage that he's taking, going to be enough.
Oh, that's a tornado onto 3. That's lovely as FBZ did blink in, but they've got themselves the Doom now onto Jabs. Jabs is trying to retreat as a lovely Earthshaker Fisher coming out there, stopping Jabs from escaping. Ollie falls too. The buyback's there from both of them, and the only buyback remaining is on Q. And boom, they will move themselves back here and try and reset for the upcoming fight as the Metamorphosis is on cooldown.
Meta's on cooldown. Doom fully refreshed. Zhao brought him into the egg that time when he was dropping a little bit low after a great pick-off onto Jabs. I'm still just super impressed with how FBZ has been playing this entire game. The Satanic, I haven't seen a huge amount of benefit out of it, but who knows? It's working pretty well for him. You mentioned the 5,100 HP that he's got, and it doesn't look like stopping anytime soon. Let's see, how far away is he from being able to actually buy that refresher and retain buyback? He's getting close-ish.
Palace has now got the buyback, which is good. Going for Divine Rapier in the quick buy.
Feels like that situation.
Yeah, it's one of those games. 54 minutes. I mean, if they can survive for 6 more minutes, tier 5 items. Let's go.
Okay. Could happen.
Q deciding not to go for the Lincoln Sphere this time. Nullifier. Soon to be completed.
Okay. Don't hate it. I mean, you're going up against Aeon Disc on both the Phoenix and the Lion, so if you could just instantly remove that, it would be enormous.
Game-changing Lincoln Sphere for Jabs. It's about to be with him in about 20 seconds.
Any other Lincolns that they got coming up?
Well, there's already one on Abed, as we know. Can't see any other. I mean, Q was going to go it, but obviously, of course, he changed his mind. So there's only going to be 2 at the moment. I wonder if... I don't know. I was going to say maybe perhaps Abed starts to place Lincolns on maybe perhaps Jabs as well, but he's been... Jabs and Abed have both been targets of demise from FBZ, always placing Doom on either one of them. And he's going for a refresh. Now, speaking of refresher, Mac has got it. I don't know if he dispatched. I swear he already had refresher. The game just said he's got refresher. Oh, activate BKB. Oh, double Echo Slam there onto the TA. Palos is able to survive through it. What? He's got Hexed up, though. There we go. Jackie's able to get the kill. The buybacks there. The Catalysm comes out, but in return, they got themselves a Primal Roar there onto Jackie. And Jackie's down. Tornado. It's caught the Phoenix. The Phoenix is dead. 3 gone there. Wait, what? Was that Sunstrike there as well? They got themselves the kill. Onto 3. And there we go. That is what they needed on Aurora. Wait, BKB activated. Did I just hear that? Yep, Abed. What are you doing?
Just testing that it works. You never know. But yeah, such a big win for them. This feels like the first time in about 15 minutes that they've been able to step outside of their base. And I mean, they're good at pushing high ground. They're good at a lot of this aggressive potential. They just haven't had the chance. They've had all of their lanes constantly pushing in, and with TB dead.
Palos. They have vision of Palos. Oh, they're going to use the buyback there. They've got themselves the Doom there. 2 onto Palos. Palos, this could be a dieback. Is it going to be a dieback as they're focusing Jabs here right now? Jabs is gone. TA dead. Both of them. Dieback gone. Ollie so close to death. He'll be gone. He'll be thrown across the map there by the aftershocks. There we go. It's all over. 4 down. GG is called, and game 1 will be going to Boom Esports here, taking this game 1 at 56 minutes.
Aurora tried something a little bit different, right? They're known as the...
Because you've got Abed here, who's got himself the Fire Dragon, obviously, to get the AoE, but I'm just wondering what items he will build on the mid lane in order to provide that space and maybe perhaps push them away, because as we said, Esports, they look terrifying at the early stage.
They look terrifying at most stages, I'll be real. Like, this is a scary team to have to go up against. Like, what items can you go for? This is one of those areas where the Dawnbreaker, it's a great pick, don't get me wrong. S tier in the offlane. But you would have loved to have an Underlord this game, just against the Chaos Knight, against the Lycan, against even the Magnus to a lesser extent. But it gets okay if Jabs is able to get into his Aghanim Scepter, you know, make a few plays around the Haunt. But it's going to rely on Abed not just sitting back and passively farming. I want to see him go an early-ish Blink Dagger on this DK. Maybe just like Armlet into the Blink Dagger, not able to go into like Mask of Madness or something like that, because you want to be using Solar Guardian, you want to be using the Shadow Step as much as possible to get a few free early kills, just to cheat your way to getting a little bit of extra net worth for the early-ish stages of the game.
Will Jabs ever build anything utility-wise on the hero?
Ollie.
They got Ollie. Yeah. Sacred Arrow. I mean...
and then the have fun comes in. Oh, the BM. Were you asking about Jabs and utility?
Yeah, I'm wondering whether he'll go any utility items. So, I remember you speaking about the Underlord, right? So I was wondering whether Jabs would still go Crimson, or is he going to go this Aghanims and then just go other like actual core items instead of being like a team? I can't really say not be a team player. He is. Yeah. But you know what I mean, don't you?
I know exactly what you mean. It's such a rough place to be in, right? Because nice little body block there. You want both, is the thing. Like, Jabs needs 2, let's say, items before he's able to go into the Aghanim Scepter so that he just is able to farm and be a legitimate core threat in all of these team fights, because you know FBZ is going to be. He's playing a freaking Lycan. But you would love the Crimson Guard, don't get me wrong. I just think that there are higher priorities this game. Like, is it even worth it after the Aghanim Scepter as well as like your 4th item is the real question to me, or by then is the Lycan and CK just going to be too far out of control?
Yeah, I know what you mean, and eventually we will see, once we get level 3 on the CK and the Marana, maybe things will start to be a bit more in fight. But to be honest, Dawnbreaker level 2, it's dangerous. I mean, Starbreaker and Celestial Hammer, I mean, that does like a total of what, like almost 400, 500 damage if you get everything off.
Sure, but you're against a CK who's pretty tanky in his own right. You know, he's not really going to be dying too easily. He's already got a Bracer finished up off the back of the First Blood that he was able to claim onto Ollie, and even Zhao isn't going to be in too much danger as well, right? Like, he's got the leap, so he's pretty much exclusively saving that to be able to get away from any sort of aggression that Jabs might be putting in onto him. And he's going to get a decent amount of farm himself just off the back of arrowing a lot of these range creeps, considering Jackie doesn't really have the ease of being able to secure them quite so easily.
Mac killed Abed's courier as well.
What did he get on it?
It didn't have anything. I think it delivered like a circlet, or oh no, he finished his magic wand, but still, that was funny. He killed it underneath his tier 1 tower. Not much action happening between both. I think top lane's going to be kind of passive, right? Unless, I mean, FBZ will just keep on pressuring with the Wolves. That's the only thing we'll see.
Going into an early Midas, so I wonder what he's... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of becoming a bit of a theme for FBZ. There was a good reason for it last game, just trying to get into those early levels. There's a skewer underneath the tower for Abed. A few body blocks attempted by Mac, just to try and keep him away, as more couriers end up falling. Tim's, he's a sniper.
Yeah, that was his sentry there, too, to try and re-block the large camp here, so he won't be getting that, nor a blood grenade. He got an extra blood grenade. They're still doing alright here on the bottom, where we thought a lot of action would be happening. I mean, lots of spells being committed, actually. I mean, especially the Cogs. Level 3 now on the Chaos Knight. The Phantasmagoria did not go that. The other. There's too many names now, honestly.
Irrationality is what the other one's called.
Irrationality.
And I think it is irrational to want to go for that facet just because it's just too much RNG, man. Do you really want to be banking on a 33% chance of the actual debuff that you want happening each time? I would say no.
Oh. He skewered Abed back to get the water rune, but then Abed just got in the range of Dragon Tail and then got back the water rune, so no bottle refill for Mac. That's nice.
It was indeed. It's all about those little plays, right? Setting yourself apart. Gotta say, FBZ is having a really good start to his own game, going into an early power tread, so just wanting to pick up his own farm a little bit, put a little bit of that additional pressure on, even when he doesn't have the shapeshift available.
Stay down.
Still no deaths yet. 5 minutes in almost.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty passive all round.
I think you would have been happy to get a kill on Boom in this bottom lane, just because you've got CK Mirana, very, very strong kill potential. Maybe they're waiting for level 4 or for Jabs just to be a little bit out of position.
Sacred Arrow doesn't connect, but Tims has rotated in with a Earth Spike. The Cogs is there. It won't be enough to save Jabs, I don't think. Has the movement. There we go. Gets a kill. Now they've got the Hex too. Tims does not have enough mana to use an Earth Spike though, but I think they might be able to get it. The Starstorm there, the pullback with the Reality Rift, and a double kill for Jackie on the Chaos Knight. Lovely rotation there from Tims, and FBZ is not feeling the pressure at all here alone on the top lane.
I mean, this is another one of the advantages of playing into a Spectre, right? You're rarely feeling at risk, even with a really strong support like the Lich, of feeling like, all right, if my support makes this rotation, is my core going to die? Not against a Spectre, you're not. And FBZ is actually, even solo, putting pressure onto Palos right underneath his tier 1 tower. Good little use of the Howl there. Just 1 point in it. 25% attack damage reduction, so going to give a lot of value whenever DK is trying to just get a little bit of that extra damage into the tower.
I'm still watching Abed about what item he's going to go. Is it going to be like a Blink Dagger, or is he going to go Armlets here?
I want Power Tread's Armlet Blink Dagger as his item choice. I think first item Blink Dagger is griefing yourself too hard if everything doesn't go to plan. At least Armlet's not that super expensive item that gives you a ton of utility and enables you to farm into that Blink Dagger and, of course, the next items very effectively as well. But if you're going to be using the Shadow Step and the Solar Guardian effectively, well, they've actually found a nice little stack here for themselves, and it's been scouted out by Q, the fact that they're going for this. So Jabs is going to show up and prevent them from
Abed's
taking
coming.
the 2 biggest.
Oh, they take down the Mirana. Lots of damage there from the Starbreaker. Abed, does he have the speed? Palos rotating in there with the Shadow Step. RP. Mac, he does not have himself the skewer now, slowed down there by the Celestial Hammer, and he will be taken out. Aurora, they get themselves 2 kills. They will punish them from trying to take that stack.
Well, indeed. That's the power of that global presence, right? Jabs actually just straight up showing up to that engagement, not having the Solar Guardian quite yet at that point. Did give a lot of time for Jackie on this bottom side of the map, though.
Palos, he's on his own, though. Hex and the Sacred Arrow connect. He's on his own. He's trying to escape with his Spectral Dagger. It won't be enough. FBZ gets the final physical attack and claims the life there of the Spectre.
Jabs was so close to being able to hit into his level 6. Could have possibly Solar Guardian'd in, but then wouldn't have had any mana to be able to contribute to the actual fight beyond that. So, nice little move coming out from Boom up towards this top side of the map. FBZ is putting even more pressure in onto this tower. Will Q be able to defend this is my real question. Haste Rune.
Abed's coming in, yeah. Dragon Tail. That's some nice damage done there to FBZ. He's caught within the cogs, and he is going to fall. Abed gets the kill, and interestingly enough, doesn't look like he's going that armlet. He's going straight into the blink on Dragon Knight.
Okay, I'm okay with it, especially considering you've got the Spark of Courage, so you just get 16 additional damage really early on into the game, where it feels super valuable. I guess they just feel like the Dawnbreaker's lane and the Spectre's lane didn't go that great. Like, it's not horrible, but you want to get them into the game any way possible. So if you're able to just utilize the Solar Guardian and the Shadow Step at every opportunity, you want to make the most of it and be able to do it with utmost frequency.
Just seen Ollie make some lovely stacks here. Longest triangle, and in comes Abed to clean him up. Just activated himself the dragon form. Here we go. And he should get that blink when he finishes off the ancients, but
it'll take him a while though, is the thing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about with the armlet. Like, you need damage to actually kill these. The Frost Blast is doing more.
Oh, here we go. Jabs is coming in. They have.
It's a team effort.
Refire. There we go.
Saving it to make sure Jabs doesn't snipe his farm. He's still going to do it though. You watch.
he gets a bit of it. He got the blink dagger. That's what he needed though.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Blink dagger achieved now for Abed. So
much earlier timing on it than Mac. I mean, he's only halfway towards his blink dagger. DK has done incredibly well in this mid lane. Oh, and a double damage. I mean, that's going to solve a lot of the issues that you had in terms of relative lack of damage. Abed actually breathe firing onto a neutral camp there. A little surprising because it's not going to leave him with any mana to be able to play around with outside of a magic wand. So will he have enough to be able to truly contribute in these team fights? Like, he can magic wand and Dragon Tail, but outside of that, are you going to be able to follow up with your Elder Dragon form is the real question. I do like the fact that he's playing around this bottom side of the map. That's where who might be feeling the safest, just because most of the time when you've got Solar Guardian, you want to be killing someone on the other side of the map with it, just to, you know, maximize the portion of the map that you're able to farm.
Scan. Oh, he's gonna not commit. He's gonna. Abed's not gonna go for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
doesn't know that Jackie's here. So a little bit of time wasted for the DK. First smoke eventuates in nothing, and well, you've even been able to hit up onto nearly level 7 now on, hold on, Abed. Spots out the Mirana hanging around nearby. Love to be able to have that level 7, excuse me. Big buff up in damage coming from the Mirana if you're able to do so.
Just suffering mana-wise, look at him. Even with that null talisman.
Hero Spectral.
Oh. Palos is in trouble. Oh, actually, turnaround maybe onto Tim's. FBZ, he is actually going to commit the shapeshift here. And the Finger of Death. Palos getting low, but he's out. Solar Guardian now. Jabs is coming in, and look at that. Hugh getting out. Tim's is dead by the hands of Jabs.
The wolves!
Oh, Palos! Oh, God. Spectral Dagger gets away.
Just able to escape with his life. But still, across the board, all the cores are farming on Boom.
Yeah.
Yes, you tried to go for a bit of a kill there. You had to use the shapeshift to be able to do it. But it's not the worst. If you're not getting kills, he's still got the Midas to be able to fall back on for FBZ. So sitting at 8.5 at the moment. About to say maybe looking to try and make a play around this mid lane with the fresh Blink Dagger shown by Mac. It is going to be revealed though, as he's just farming on the lane, so not getting any of that surprise factor coming through. As, here we go, going inside the smoke after clearing out the wave, so not wanting to make this move all too obvious. Just want to watch Q's positioning if he gets the sense that this is happening and puts his body in the way to be able to protect his more important heroes. Abed's the prize though, they're looking to potentially find out.
Oh wow, look at that scan that they've used. Oh, now, okay, now it's triggered. I thought Abed was being, you know, really nice by getting out the distance. Oh, he's being found though. There's the blink and the skewer back into a Chaos Bolt and a Sacred Arrow and the Starstorm. Everything thrown at the Dragon Knight. He will fall. Meanwhile though, they want to avenge their fallen comrade. They will find Jackie in return, so that is a lovely pick off. Hook shot now onto Tim's too. They could really severely punish the side of Boom Esports, though. They do
Oh,
find
triple!
Ollie and RP onto 3, but there's no follow-up damage there, so Max still has to get himself out. Could this mean his death? It's a 2 for 2. There's Januel slowed down there within the cogs with thanks to Celestial Hammer, and they find 3 there, but a skewer back. Mac trying to find the kill there onto Jabs. He doesn't have himself any mana here for a shockwave. It's on cooldown too. There we go, he uses his 1, but Jab survives through it all. That was 3 for 2 there.
3 for 2, a valuable one to be killing for sure on Abed, but I just feel like it was a little bit of a poor use of the ultimate coming through from Aurora, right? That's got to be used at the very start of the team fight. It takes some time to get to its maximum strength, and he used it once the DK was pretty much already dead, so wasn't able to get the kill quite as quickly as he would have liked. This is what I was talking about with poor Ollie. He's getting chased down by a couple of wolves, having to use the frost shield onto himself just so that he doesn't die next to the tier 2 tower. He'll be able to walk away, and well, the ones that aren't walking away are Abed and Q, looking to be on the hunt once again, try and kill Jackie. Looking to build into an orchid for this Chaos Knight, but they're not going to run into him. Jout, not the best person to try and engage onto. He could always potentially get that leap away.
Trying to find the Jackie. Oh, there we go. They've got an orchid there too. This could be a kill onto the CK. Yep, they'll commit the hook shot just in case. Definitely to secure that kill. And they will find a pick off on the CK. Totally different scenario from what we had. I thought the CK would be pretty strong, but Spectre's been able to get space. Orchid now on the Spectre, so joining in on the fights. Anytime Abed finds someone with his Blink Dagger, it's looking good for Aurora.
Looking all right for Aurora. I mean, he's still 1,000 net worth ahead on the CK, right? And, I mean, just the big strength is how many team fights you're able to be involved in with this relatively new version of Spectre, right? With the Shadow Step, only 1 minute cooldown. So this is why the Blink Dagger build can work on the DK. He's going for the Sanjin Yasha, by the way, so just wanting to prevent, I mean, 4 or 5 different stuns that they've got on Boom from hindering him too much. I like the build. I think you need to kind of resign yourself that a BKB is a luxury item to have, as opposed to one that you're always going to be able to use to start off a bunch of these team fights. Plus, RP, of course, not caring about your BKB.
And their second carry on Boom Esports is doing fine. FBZ, free farming up with his Midas. Got himself an Echo Saber. Net worth is actually below the CK, surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at how, let's call it, inactive FBZ has been. I mean, you're a Lycan. You're the terror of this stage of the game. You know, you've got a bunch of items. Maybe he just wants to max out his summon wolves first. He's nearly got all 6 points into them now. And then it's going to have the, what's it called? Hightail ability once he gets to that point, just to be able to have that additional little bit of attack damage.
Meanwhile, got Tim's within the cogs. Free kill there. Halos gets it. Killing spree for him. Oh, meanwhile, Mac tried for a skewer onto Q. Doesn't get it. He gets an observer one there. Oh, Q coming back in with a hook shot. Solar Guardian in the cogs. He doesn't have himself a lot of mana. The Starbreaker connecting there. And we'll find the Magnus with the Celestial Hammer. Very nicely done there.
And the Howl coming through at the very end of it all. So again, not perfect spell usage coming through from Boom, right? Like that Howl providing 30% damage reduction considering it's nighttime across the entire map might have enabled him to just get away, you know, get another use out of the magic wand, maybe skewer himself away, get himself to safety, but not going to be the case. So I'm a little worried at how inactive Boom are being, you know, like is it really worth waiting for this full Manta style for FBZ? What's it actually going to even provide in a lot of these engagements, as opposed to, you know, just BKB plus Nullifier that might enable you to jump in on the back lines, because there's no real Nullifier builder, excuse me, to be able to deal with that Lich Frost Shield.
Has himself that shard, Mac. The Shockwave Enjoyer.
It's so annoying, actually. I just saw like the Hightail. It's got a 50-second cooldown on it, but 100% evasion on the Alpha Wolves. So you're just able to cut waves, and there's nothing the enemy team can do about it except for magic. Great using for scouting as well. Going to be able to spot out Jab standing behind this creep wave. So my eyes are on where Mac is. Still a long way away from his next item, but I suppose he did buy up that Aghanim shard, so it's going to allow him to catch up in that way and contribute to team fights.
I want to see him summon some wolves so I can actually read this ability.
Where they at?
He's not even using it. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Oh yeah, 100% evasion.
Is under attack.
And phase movement, and hasted movement speed, and bonus attack speed. Like, it's a lot to have to deal with. Ah, this is the big prize that they were hoping for. Roshan to be able to take it down pretty damn quickly. But it's a movement coming through here. I mean, Q's got the rocket flare available, and they're going to be able to scout out that this is happening. But again, with a Chaos Knight, with a CK, they're going to be able to do it just way too quick. Never mind.
Whoa, Shadow stepping in. The Solar Guardian there too, but an RP! Counter initiation, skewing them back. They go, snatch the Aegis still. Another Chain Frost coming in. They've lost Spectre, but the Dawnbreaker coming back alive. They're going to try and find Jackie. Jackie gone along with Tim's there too. Max getting lower and lower, caught in the cogs. Turnaround of turnarounds there. The waves turning back and forth. They will find 3 there. Aurora taking down 3. Oh, they actually lose technically. Wait, was that a... oh, no, sorry. Not buyback. Snatching the Aegis there. Jabs coming back alive. That was... How much HP was he on there to snatch that Aegis?
Not much. Like, it was very low. Even the Finger of Death being used onto him to make sure that they guaranteed the kill instead of killing the Spectre 100-0. And he was still able to get the job done. It was something that, honestly, I hadn't even thought about. You know, the another free kill onto Zhao. Didn't even need to use the Orchid for that one either on Palace. Using the Rocket Flare just for that little bit of vision that you need to be able to get that Shadow Step in with the Solar Guardian. It's a ballsy play that nearly, as we saw, turned pear-shaped, but just that secondary life coming through from the Dawnbreaker, the real difference maker there. Now he's got BKB on top of the Blade Mail that he was able to pop, pumping a bunch of damage back into the Boom Esports lineup. Those are the sorts of big plays that I come to expect in this upper bracket final, though. Innovative, ballsy, but measured.
Man to finish now on Palos. They do get themselves the Tormentor on Boom.
They would love it for Lich.
Go for Tim's. Oh, they're taking the Tormentor too, yeah. And Lich gets it, yep.
So valuable. So now... Not that they need to do it, because, again, you're playing with the Spectre, but these supports can just rotate on their own. They can make plays through smokes to be able to use that Ice Spire, plus Chain Frost, plus the Spectre with the Orchid, and they can kill anyone. Legitimately anyone. Like, they don't have any Mantas yet on their team. They're getting close to building one on Jackie, and of course, with the Reigns of Chaos, there's a chance for another Manta illusion to be spawned because of it. FBZ is about 700 gold away from his, so they're going to be able to deal with the Orchid, but making another unit for Chain Frost to bounce to isn't always the best thing for yourselves.
I'm just seeing how FBZ is playing too with his level 6 summon wolves. He's just making them push out the wave, and because of how strong they actually are, he's always getting the last hits on these creeps that he's pushing on bottom, so he is accelerating his net worth quite well.
I'm not sure with this Alpha Wolf facet what the Aghanim Shard wolf
that's a dead Mirana.
Is. Yes, it is. She needs Ghost Scepter, and she needs it badly.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Target number 1, for sure. Tim's already has his Ghost Scepter, so he feels a little more survivable. I have a sense that Q is farming in here, by the way. They're having a look at their XP pool as they're walking past that low ground. They would have seen it jump up a little bit as the clockwork should be a pretty easy pickup for them.
Chaos Bolt there onto the clock.
They're actually committing with
He's
this.
trying to heal him up with the Solar Guardian, but Jab's not able to save the clock in time.
Remember, Max got Blink RP.
We've got Abed in the back lines. Oh, he's going to get skewered back there.
Oh, what a stun!
Still okay. Look at those Chaos Bolt crits. Oh my gosh. Dragon Knight down. Palos attempting to flee. Brought back there by the Reality Rift. Triple kill for Jackie. As now they're attempting to go for jabs here. He's got his Celestial Hammer in 3 more seconds. Can they get there in time? Blink Dagger is there. RP is going to come off, and they will indeed get the kill onto the Dawnbreaker. That is going to be all dead.
And that is a very questionable team fight. You know, we're singing Aurora's praises around everything, but look at the damage. It's basically only just the Dawnbreaker throughout all of that. CK going absolutely bonkers. But you were really using a Solar Guardian and everything to be able to protect a Clockwork that was really out of position on the enemy side of the map, nowhere near the rest of your team. Chain Frost wasn't really value in that fight at all. And you didn't have vision either. It was Boom that were the ones that making the jump because they had the vision advantage. So a very, very puzzling decision by Aurora to be able to take that team fight, and it's something that's going to set them back a fair amount because triple kill going the way of Jackie.
Yeah, maybe perhaps they wanted to play there or something. I'm really not sure.
Maybe, but maybe you should put some vision down if you want to do that. I'd be more inclined to see them play up towards the top side of the map. That's where a lot of their vision is, behind the tier 1 tower, behind, in the mid lane, revealing where someone might be farming next to this Watcher. They see Mac right now.
They do indeed. Another Solar Guardian coming out to play. Jackie still okay there with the Reality Rift there, trying to get the Chaos Knight, but he's on his own as Tim's has been taken out. Is anyone going to join him? The hook shot's there, locking in place the Chaos Knight. They get the double kill. Now, Boom Esports getting picked off, and now Januel being cancelled there by the Dragon Tail. And that's 3 gone now. This game's back and forth. What's going on?
It is indeed. I mean, I understand them wanting to be able to play around that area, right? Like, Roshan probably going to be spawning on the top side of the map. You want to keep that lane pushed in. You want to put a bunch of your vision down. You want to keep your own tier 1 tower. But that was a much better play coming through from Aurora, right? Like, it's just so much easier for them to be able to provide support to the rest of your team. And it's a big difference between, you know, saving a Clockwork versus finding a pretty easy pickoff to be able to begin that onto Tim's. I even see exactly where Mac is farming right now. He's been able to pick up that BKB for himself, so would have probably been an even better team fight for Boom previously if he had that that BKB available, because wasn't able to get off the RP as a result of the Spectre Orchid. Is he going into a Kaya Yasha? Okay, so wanting to buff up that Shockwave a little bit more, give himself a little bit more of that movement speed as well.
Well, that quite a few times, didn't we? Kaya built on the Magnus.
Yep.
Smoke play now on 4 for Boom Esports. They're heading themselves top, seeing that Palos is farming the Creep Wave. Want to try and get themselves the Spectre. But Palos is out of there. He's gone. TP's away. Might be completing his Bloodthorn very soon.
Not going to be able to land this smoke either with those TPs away. Again, my question is, what's FBZ doing? I mean, he's got the harpoon available. He's farming, but should he be? Should he be contributing with the rest of his team a little bit more? I feel like when's Tormentor going to be coming up as well? That's another thing that needs to be considered, because Magnus already has his shard, Mirana already has her shard, Lion already has his shard, so do you just wait? Do you go straight for the Nullifier and hope that the Aghanim shard is going to come your way? Because, I don't know, I feel like at this super early stage, you kind of want the shard ASAP when your wolves are going to be harder to deal with for the entire enemy team. Like, Lich doesn't want to be hitting into wolves. It takes so long for him to be able to take them out. Particularly prior to Roshan coming up as well. Like, it just pushes all the lanes out. It gives a lot more information. It lets you make more effective smoke plays. It just shows where the enemy team is.
I think FBZ is still stuck in game 1. He was farming on Doom. He's
good hook.
Game 2. Oh, wow, gosh, that's a great hook from Q. I mean, they had themselves the Observer Ward there, so perfect vision to get off that hook shot, and Spectre coming in with the Shadow Step and the Bloodthorn. Absolutely ripped through that Chaos Knight.
I mean, he's going for his own Bloodthorn and then a heart. Kind of needs a BKB on this CK with the amount of lockdown that they're getting a lot of the time.
Pray for an aesthetics cap.
Jow. Oh, bring around the Rosie, able to get away.
Wow. No way. No way. Oh my gosh, he's gone.
Easy clap.
Did a 360 around the tree and then went.
Roche coming top, by the way, 20 seconds away. So Aurora best positioned to be able to do that with, of course, Zhao having to TP back to base to get away with his life. It's a pretty big win coming through. Ollie willing to keep his life there for quite some time. Make sure that they're the ones securing this Aegis for themselves. Also, oh no, he left right as it was coming up. Has the gem coming out to him, and you know, when you're going up against two pretty pick-off heavy lineups, having a gem, having that extra little bit of information, so valuable. Even Q making sure to scout out on top of the Mighty Mines here with his clockwork, figuring that Mirana had to be here for some reason. And, well, I don't know what that reason was, because he didn't drop down any sort of observer wards, so wasn't needed even for that that Aegis to be claimed, but such a valuable tool now to actually feel more confident with going for these ballsy plays alongside your hookshot. Q has been playing, once again, a very good game. I feel like we say that every single time.
We do. I mean, you said he's one of the greatest pos4s in the region.
Mm-hmm. He's showing us why.
Expect nothing more. Wait, is the saying expect nothing more or expect nothing less, or is it both?
Less. You're kind of flaming him a little bit. I expect nothing from him is essentially what you were saying. Wait, say no more? Is that what you were thinking of? Mixing the two?
No, I was wanting to say expect nothing less. Okay. I didn't mean to say expect. I got it mixed up. It's like mixing up left to right. It's not that I do that, but I know people that do.
I know people that still have to look at their hands and like which thumb and index makes the L is the one that's their left hand. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, I don't have the brightest friends.
I might teach that to some of mine actually. That sounds like a really good idea. It's like which one's my left? Who's my left?
Even when they're driving, they're like, take a left turn. They take their hands off the wheel and look at their hands to turn left properly. And I'm like, what are you doing?
That's bad. That's downright bad. Oh, meanwhile, BKB activated there by Mac. I mean, he skewered himself an Abed, but oh, he's going to be met with the full force here of Aurora. And he's going to fall. He's on his own. I don't know what that skewer was. I don't know what he was aiming for, Mac, there.
Not sure. Like, that is a very odd thing. Did he think people were nearby? Because they weren't. I can't explain it, Epi. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't mind what he was doing on that bottom side of the map. You know, just standing in the tree line, not revealing on the wave, using the shockwave to just keep that lane pushed out on top of SBZ's Wolves. You can see lines being drawn on the map by Max saying, hey, make this death of mine not look so bad by shoving out the lane and not giving up more than one objective, but well, it's going to punish them a little bit. They are at least using FBZ's Wolves, though, to cut the wave, so will backdoor protection kick in time to be able to stop them from taking the tier 2? The answer is no. They might even get a second off the back of this. And this time, Zhao drops a ward. So, straight nullifier for the Lycan, and he's going to be banking on a free Aghanim shard for himself. Oh. Not terrible for Jackie to get it either, honestly. Like, it's a great Aghanim shard for the CK, right? Just giving an additional CK illusion, forcing like an early-ish Ghost Scepter to be popped if you're getting hit by that stun. Can't just assume that you'll be able to tank it. Very, very farmed still is Jackie. And doing a little bit of pushing of his own is Q with the freshly picked up Aghanim Scepter for himself. So just going to be spamming out that Rocket Flare, making it a little bit easier for them to be able to find that quick pickoff.
He's having a good time on the clockwork. I'm surprised that Mirana's meeting the...
They see Mac. Ooh, yeah, you see, as soon as he gets revealed, he's like, I'm out of here. Not staying around, not assuming that clockwork isn't going to be right there for the hook shot. For good reason. I mean, he's had to play scared for quite a big amount of this game. Actually, speaking of Magnus v Clockwork, it's only 2,000 net worth difference between the two. And okay, it's actually going to be Q that's the one going into the Crimson Guard first. He's working towards the Vanguard for himself right now. And, I mean, that just frees up Jabs to be doing even more of this damaging role that he's been doing incredibly well so far this game, going for his own nullifier, looking to try and get off this Ghost Scepter, reduce the effect of the Force Staffs, what else? Empower, not going to be as useful.
Oh, they got a scan, though, on Jabs.
They know Jabs is here, yep, and the ward, revealing his positioning.
They got their own scan, Aurora did, finding out that there's a possible smoke bait around here.
Abed drops in.
Aurora's gonna, Abed's going to go straight into it and find himself a kill into Tim's, maybe. Yes, they are, as Palos came in with a nullifier to dispel that Ghost Scepter.
This is the sort of game that no matter what side you're on, you hate being a support. Like, what are you supposed to do? Nullifiers on a Spectre and a Lycan, constant map presence coming through from the Dawnbreaker, Blink, Skewer, Chaos Knight killing you within a stun. Like, what could you possibly do in this sort of situation?
I would say Aeon Disc, but Nullifier.
Yep. This is Shadowblade. This is what you need to do at this point, is build a Shadowblade. Just because it's the only thing that's not just going to be instantly dispelled by all of that, and it means that at least another pick off, maybe? Never mind. Hookshot came off cooldown.
Yeah, it just came off cooldown, I was going to say.
Who's the one holding the gem? I think it was DK? He might need to grab it back if they are going to be... Yeah, Lich has got it now, but Lich isn't going to be the one to just quickly jump into a lot of these team fights, right? And it's too late to be holding dust at this point.
Daedalus obtained now on Abed. Some strong damage here on the Dragon Knight.
Even this Clockwork has the room to scale, right? We talk about the Crimson Guard, but doesn't even have Tranquil Boots yet. Could easily look to build into that Boots of Bearing for the rest of his team. Provide some assistance against the slows coming through. Even just preventing yourself from getting crippled by that Lycan.
See some action here from FBZ. See some Lycan action. I've seen him be pushing waves all the time.
I mean, he's got the shard now, so the wolves are just going to be coming passively with these creep waves. Makes it a lot more challenging to be able to defend.
Yeah. Oh, Abed. Oh, nice blink reaction there. Uh-oh, he's going to use his Phantasm, though. He has been stunned up. He's in trouble. He's just going to be melted again. That was the exact same area where Q was able to hookshot him, and Palos just did him dirty with all those illusions with the Bloodthorn, and it happens exactly the same again. But I've got to give him credit. He tried very hard to get out of that. Lovely blink timing, lovely Phantasm, but the AoE damage from Abed just completely revealed where he was within the midst of those illusions.
And it's getting to the point where it's like, is BKB even going to be able to save him? This Spectre is pretty huge at this point.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, the Bloodthorn's not going to be effective, but it's still a freaking Spectre, you know? Even the Daedalus that we were talking about on Arbit, he's level 24 on this Dragon Knight, and, well, all of Boom did a pretty good job of shoving out all of the different waves with, you know, themselves or the creeps, just to make sure that they weren't going to get a big objective off the back of this Chaos Knight death, but it's still all outer towers claimed now at this point.
Do you, when you get level 25 on Abed, do you go AoE Dragon Tail for the Phantasm illusions, or would you rather go the 12 Dragon Blood HP regen on?
Good question, honestly. I think this is a game where both can be absolutely viable. The thing is, you've got a ton of survivability off the back of Frost Shield, off the back of Dawn Aghanims, off the back of Spectre just going in at the start of a lot of these fights as well. So you're not the main one that the attention is going in onto. So I would be very happy with AoE Dragon Tail. And banking on a quick Roshan respawn as well, but it's about mid duration. This team fight needs to go overwhelmingly positively for Boom if they're going to stand any chance of coming back into this one, because yes, they're good at pushing out lanes. Yes, they're decent at farming. But the net worth lead doesn't lie. They would love to be able to catch Jabs, but their CC would need to be impeccable. Like, RPing him as he starts to cast his ulti. You've only got 1 second to be able to do it.
Well, they're going to pressure the... Yeah.
Who's
So
got
Roche is still not on.
They place a couple of wards inside the base. So, again, keeping eyes on who's got the gem on Aurora. It's Ollie. He's not in a position to be able to find them out. And they see Jabs still sitting inside the base. So, thinking that's what Mac is really looking at. Where is this Dawnbreaker? But he's being pretty disciplined about it all. And he sees that they've got vision of him with a sentry ward just picked up. So, not too often you see an off laner 38 minutes into the game by a sentry ward. Great presence of mind by Jabs to make sure that he's not giving up his life for free.
That was really smart of him.
What it does do, though, is bring most of Aurora back towards their base. They're not going to be there for the Roshan respawn. Gets the D-ward as well. But now, do you just position yourself up towards Roshan?
Yep, hook shot coming in. They're going to try and find the Lion there. Lion's still alive. He's still alive. No, he's going to fall. Yeah, from the illusions there as they come forward now. Aurora. Boom have been able to disengage, though, and not fight this fight anymore. Wait, Abed's TPing on the outpost. Thought he was going to go for FBZ then for a second there. But yeah, they only got themselves the Lion, so pretty worth there for Boom, just losing the support.
Just playing some guessies, I think, at that time. They see the rocket flare on Roshan, and they're thinking, I'm not taking that risk again. Not the, I mean, I guess they just used the Solar Guardian and the Shadow Step, so maybe they do feel like they could do it.
Is dead?
Yeah. No, sure what he's doing.
No, okay, TP. Oh my gosh.
All right.
He's out.
I mean, they can't do Roche now, though. They're just giving it up for free. Free Aghanim Scepter for, I would assume, Palos, just to be able to find whoever it is that they want. I mean, just taking out a... I would assume it's going to be Tim's at the start of every single fight. He needs to be so quick on the use of the Mana Drain or Hex just to dispel that Spectre illusion onto himself when the Haunt comes out. Otherwise, he's dead. Nullifier, no chances for him to be able to survive.
Yeah, he's always getting picked off. I actually feel really sorry for Tim's. You mentioned as well this like support life. Speaking of that, here we go. Solar Guardian coming out. Actually, Palos not able to get a pick off there. But in comes Jabs now. We have Abed in the backlines. They want to try and find Mac. Mac has himself the op. He's connected onto 3, but there's no one there to follow up for the kill, because meanwhile, in the backlines, they're trying to find Januel. He's still fine. He'll be able to leap away. Still no one has died here yet, and now they're focusing their attention onto Tims, who's going to try and TP away, and they get the bash, find the kill, and both supports are down. Januel also dying there by the hands of Q. Was that with the rocket flare?
It was indeed, just chasing him down with the old rocket flare. Not even needing the 75 damage, level 20 talent. Went for the true sight instead, so no way for him to be able to put the escape on. Nicely done by Aurora to just, again, pretty easy to get a bunch of these pickoffs onto these squishy supports, right? They haven't gone any sort of itemization that's going to be able to protect themselves. Still no Blink Dagger as well on this line, which I'm a little surprised about.
Oh, they're going to go for the Lycan now. He's okay, though, because CK is close by. So the Spectre Desolate damage is not going to have an effect. Meanwhile, Mac has brought back the Lich. Lich has a Ghost Scepter of his own, but the Chaos Bot coming out there. The Solar Guardian coming out now. They're going to do all of the damage there to CK! CK down, just decimated once again. Every time we see this action come out from Palos with the Shadow Step, it always seems to look like Jackie just loses his HP within 1 second.
And that was with BKB being popped as well. Don't forget, right? It was a good use of the Ghost Scepter there by the Lich. He got the Chain Frost as well, which was bouncing around like crazy right underneath the tower. So, yeah, just the combination of all of these factors. And now you've even got to worry about level 25 Dawnbreaker. So only a 6-second cooldown on that Starbreaker. So much stun, so much damage. Even just the additional little bit of debuff immunity that the Aghanim Shard provides you. Such a useful tool for Aurora. This is the sort of game that... last game, it was, what, 10, 15k lead, and I was like, Boom, probably still have this, even though they're this far behind, as, hold on, I say this about Jabs, they might be able to find him.
They are, they're going to go for Jabs, there's the RP. Trying to deal the damage now to the Dawnbreaker, they will be... No, wait, What? Oh, no, they've got it. Okay, there we go, they get the kill. Abed's coming in, though. They will be able to find the kill there onto Januel, and Tim's being taken out there by Palos. Hookshot comes in, just about missing their FBZ. He will get away with his life, and they'll only lose the supports again, but they do take down the Dawnbreaker.
There's always the danger, though, of buyback instantly into that Solar Guardian, so I had to use a bunch of ultis for that. That was Shapeshift, that was RP, that was Now, you're level 25 on the Magnus. It does feel like they need this big wombo combo to be able to make it all happen. I don't think they're going to be putting themselves in too dangerous of a position, especially with Abed just able to stand there with the shield rune, able to tank up so much of this tower damage. It's barely tickling him.
Yeah, they've got the tier 3 sieging this middle set of racks right now. No RP available, as you said, Danog. And is there really anything that Boom Esports can do? Oh, actually, they're backing off and not taking the middle set of racks, actually. Respecting the Magnus skewer still.
I guess, but again, this feels like the thing that's been plaguing C a little bit. They get themselves into a position to win the games, and then that was the condition that you're hoping for, right? No BKB, no RP available, and still, even Roshan's banner was down. So they've given up Rosh banner. They haven't taken any racks, so you're not going to be able to equalize some of this pressure that FBZ's Wolves are putting on.
There's no
very
phantasm either.
Nope.
Radiant are scanning.
Sucks for Jackie that his courier got sniped previously. Means that he's going to be a little while away from being able to pick up that Lincoln's.
Oh my god!
Yep.
Palos.
I'm gonna have a look at the old death summary. Yeah, 1.5 seconds to kill him. Missed RP.
Blink dodge! The blink dodge from Abed! RP missed! And that is the opening they were looking for.
Now, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, the fact...
Still 10 seconds on the Aegis as well. So he's just gonna... 3 hits CK illusions with this DK at this point. I mean...
You were there. Oh, the cogs disrupted
BKB.
it. Has to activate the BKB. The hook shot there, stunning up Mac, but now in comes the reality rift. But the Solar Guardian healing up Q. Q is completely fine here, and Jackie is having to back off right now as meanwhile Palos is in the middle of the fountain. Yes, he is. He's going to be able to trouble Jackie. What? He dives the fountain. No way, Palos. What the God's name? This man has no fear. Diving in the fountain there with Shadow Step, and the fountain helping to clean them up with the dispersion, because he has himself that Agnim shard, which he can activate the dispersion to increase the amount of absorb and reflected. But the buyback's coming in now. They've skewered Jam back into the fountain, but he's still alive, being stunned up there by the wolves. They've got the glyph there on the ancient. They're going to reality rift back Jam, but he's not taking any damage here at all. FBZ doesn't have himself the shapeshift, so he can't do any damage. There's no glyph here. Palos hitting into the ancient. The skewer there onto 2, but the skewer was disrupted there by the cogs. The Chain Frost coming out now. CK dead. Magnus gone. There we go. Aurora, they're going to equalize the game, and now it's 1-1. We're going for a game 3.
Very, very puzzling that they just sat back and let a...
Who is it going to be? Aurora or Boom Esports? Let's find out.
And the other thing that might be in the back of their minds, and the 2 teams that'll be watching this in Talon and Team Kukuis, who are sitting in that lower bracket semi-final, the game to be played first tomorrow, before we have that lower bracket final, which will include one of those 2 teams plus the loser of this series. So they'll be looking out for any sort of, little mistakes that they could potentially exploit, some things that they might have forgotten in the draft as well. Maybe some timings that they can look to play around that one team isn't necessarily all that strong against. I'm going to ask you again, Epi, who are you feeling?
I am feeling...
You can't wait for the first blood. That's not allowed. Okay, good.
I feel like the Bane and Feeble is going to be quite strong against the Timbersaw here, which is going to have to force Jabs, I think, to go something like a Lotus Orb to keep on dispelling it. I like the fact that they have themselves the Morphling as well, which will be able to sustain and do quite well against the Timbersaw here. And I feel like it should be fine against the Spectre too, because he's a viable Silver Edge builder also. If they do decide to go Silver Edge on the wall. I just like Morphling quite a lot.
Oh yeah, Morphling, incredibly good. I'm also wondering who is the Silver Edge buyer on this team. Wouldn't hate it on FBZ, wouldn't hate it on Tiny. You get a little bit of that crit coming through. You get even more of that potential where you don't need to always be playing around the blink. Of course, it's good. Like, why wouldn't you be playing around the blink if you can? But I'm a little worried about what Palace is going to be able to do with a Spectre after a incredibly solid performance that he just had.
The Christmas hat fits Max so well.
I know. And his little palm tree.
Actually kind of matches a little bit. Got a colour scheme going.
Mhm. Well done, Ice Frog. Intended.
Interesting how what Januel's build will be like in terms of leveling on this lane stage. Does he go like quite a bit into Enfeeble, or will he put, you know, like 2 points into Brain Sap so, you know, he can trade with the clock?
1 point Enfeeble is the value that you get. Like, it still costs a fair amount of mana. It's a little bit more viable now that they rescaled it down to being 100. But I think you just 1 point. The cast range is enormous on it as well. Like 800. Oh, speaking of Bane, might be in a little bit of trouble here, but Jab's still just level 1, so should be okay.
So just the cogs.
But yeah, I'd be more prioritizing putting some points into probably Nightmare. Like, more points in that, just to be able to set up with a little bit of that extra cast range to enable my Tiny to really be impactful once a few of these team fights break out. I think 2 points Brain Sap is the value that you get there, just doubling the amount that you get from level 1 to level 2. I don't think the cooldown is something that you're really all that worried about. I don't think you have the mana pool really to sustain 150 every time, especially in the early game. So like a 1-2-1 build, probably.
Oh, and the sleeping
Sleepwalk, yeah.
movements. Oh, kill on the top lane though. Goes to FBZ. And maybe perhaps onto Palace too. Oh, he didn't commit FBZ. I'm sure he could have got the kill. Screw him 3 seconds.
He's
No
got
chance
a
he's gonna
wand.
hit him. Oh, he's got a wand. Okay. Sure
Still though, this is where I like to see FBZ, using those mechanical skills and being active around the map. Farming important, but not if it's at the expense of late game Spectre, late game Puck, late game Timbersaw. This needs to change in game 3 if Boom are going to stand a chance of getting the W. First Blood obviously goes a long way towards securing them that chance. Nice lane shove there by Aurora on the top side, making sure that you have to make the decision between if you look to get this farm. Nice double stun as well from Tibbs.
Yeah, that was nice. Pretty cool stun. How is it looking on the mid lane for Abed? He's okay.
It's fine. Like, Tiny's going to win this lane. It's just a matter of getting your levels, enabling yourself to make a few rotations to the side lanes. He's going to be looking to try and play around Jabs' lane as much as possible, because realistically, what is a Spectre and a not level 6 Lich going to be able to do in the early stages of the game? Any sort of rotations off the back of a power rune, probably Haste is the most ideal one for Abed, is just going to give him so much benefit to be able to rotate down, use the Whirling Death and the Timber Chain to be able to get that quick blow up. Part of the reason they've kept banning out this... sorry, I'm just looking at these Water Rune battles and Nightmare used onto Q, not actually stopping Abed from securing the Water Rune. Leaving Jabs on his own. I mean, he's still at the very top of the net worth charts, despite being left solo a lot of this time. And I feel like this is going to continue. He's got 1 point in the reactive armor just to provide himself with a little bit more of that consistent sustain for this lane. And I'll enable a few more of these rotations coming from Q. Which I like. They ping the fact that he's coming back to lane though. So he's going to be able to go all out.
Took down the courier with the tree grab. That was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's not really usable onto the puck, right? You can just phase shift it, and then you're getting a bunch of HP and mana back. So it's, if you can get that for free as a second death, actually, on Ollie here on this top side, there's a bit of a rotation through as well from the Bane, but won't be looking to commit underneath the tower, not at this stage. Wonder if the communication is going out of, like, what's the mana situation looking like from these the Puck and the Timber Saw, because honestly Timber's kind of low on the mana, so if you did want to go for a lane dive, that would have been the time.
Yeah.
Maybe now not so much, with Q also joining in up on the top side.
Yeah, I don't suppose they can go for anything here. FBZ is still quite quick even with his boots, and you've got Tims to protect him with the Earth Spike in case you get close. Funnily enough, he still has not gone a mana drain yet here. Had to call in a Clarity to get some more mana.
I think level 4 is where you can just put some points into it. Like, Hex is such a value point, right? It doesn't actually increase in duration that much from level 1 to 4, and you need Earth Spike for just damage potential a lot of the time.
Yeah.
The real thing that I'm looking at are these power runes, though, and look at how much emphasis is being given over onto Abed to make sure that he's able to secure it. Oh, he actually gets it!
Oh my gosh, he did snatch it!
And they
He's
probably
got
will get this
Chivalry.
kill.
Yeah, could get the kill. I mean, has a magic one-shot, so enough mana to try and use the illusory. But, I mean, Q is going to full thirst here. Mac is still alive. Finally, they get the kill with Volley rotating in with the Frost Blast. Dream
Gets
Coil
him level
there.
6.
Caught Januel. And, oh, the Brain Set will not be enough to escape. And Abed gets the kill, so that was 2 for 1.
And a D-Ward as well. Just these little things that he does as well, making sure to disjoint a few of those tower hits, get a little bit of free mana after the fact. Wasn't able to get the last hit on the siege creep, but that's not important. It's just getting the XP away and making sure that creep isn't going to be putting a lot of extra threat in onto the towers. Just able to cheat your way towards so much free health and mana in this lane, and this is what I was talking about. Still, despite all of those good plays, despite the double kill that he was able to get, not double kill, but 1 kill, 1 assist, slightly behind the Tiny.
Dire are scanning.
And he's actually going for phase boots on the Tiny. Also, generally
Going on to Jabs. I don't know if they can kill him. I don't know if they can kill him. He's alright. Now Abed's rotating in. Dream Coil in 10 seconds, though. They're going to go for the Morphling. Waveforms out of the cogs. There you go. To no avail. There's not a kill at all from either side.
I wonder how much of this is from Jabs just like not wanting to die in this lane, going the more points into the reactive armor, and how much of it is wanting to prevent Jackie from morphing into him and using his Timber Chain against him. Mac is in a little bit of trouble here.
He is, yeah.
Well, triple stun!
Oh, wow! I think he's still dead, though. He's not escaping that one. Yeah, there we go. Q.
Amp damage rune up top for Abed. Very, very nice. FPZ is doing a great job of bullying Palos a little bit here, but he might be forced to back up. Let's get back to the lane.
Just want to highlight, too, that FBZ going for an unconventional Orchid. Rushing.
I like it. I mean, before you're getting into Blink Daggers on these other heroes, Orchid is what's going to be able to respond to a lot of this aggression that Abed is putting onto you, right? So you're able to get into that quick Orchid. Not only does it provide you with a little bit of that that regen for yourself, but also just that burst damage, of course. And honestly, even the attack speed for a Magnus doesn't feel too bad at all. Doesn't have the highest base attack speed to be able to play around with. And that's why I was surprised about Mac and his decision to go for the phase boots on the Tiny instead of the power treads. Again, another one of those heroes where you just get so much value out of any sort of attack speed because your base attack speed is pretty awful.
Jackie's actually heading top through... Oh no, he's not heading top. Sorry, I thought he was going through the Twin Gate then. TP'd right next to the Twin Gate, so I thought he was heading top and switching lanes, but clearly not.
They've got a vision on Abed here, just farming underneath Observer Ward, but should be able to get away for now. Oh, never mind. Sticks around. No level 6 on the Bane just yet, though, so won't be able to quickly pick him off. Really, all of this is being scouted out by this high ground ward, though, and yeah, that's going to result in a quick kill.
It is indeed.
Bit of a freebie, as Mac actually up there on Palos. Looking to put a little bit of damage into him, but...
Yeah, it's okay.
Still, though, look at the net worth on this Spectre. I think this is the main difference. You just went someone that was a little bit stronger in the lane against him. FBZ Been playing on the front foot. He's been playing without his Lion for a lot of the time. Yeah, of course, being able to get a couple of kills early on does help his cause, but taking this tower early, and I want to see him continue to keep this pressure mounted up, playing inside of the enemy jungle a lot of the time, making sure that Spectre isn't able to just sit back and haunt whenever she wants.
I'd say nice read from Abed too. I don't know if any of his team communicated with him or he just checked Magnus, but not going for anything like a Witchblade or anything. Going to Yules in order to dispel this Orchid once it's built.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower.
Tower taken
Speaking
out
of
by
that Orchid,
Dire's
it's completed.
structures are fortified.
Wow. Still about 1,500 gold away from the Yule Scepter for Abed too, so be careful.
Alright, so as soon as this gets delivered out, I want to see FBZ moving across the map somewhere. Probably through the Twin Gate, just to be able to keep that TP scroll available to himself, maybe have that surprise factor in coming in through there. They have no vision to be able to play around there on Aurora at this stage. So it's very important for Jackie to be able to make sure that this tower doesn't just die for free. We see that smoke rotation actually coming out off the back of at least one support ultimate. With Zhao looking to maybe place a deep ward up, but he's going to walk into a few people here. Wasn't able to place down that observe ward, so the sentry not going to get anything.
Yeah, glad he went back there, or else that would definitely been a death with a sinister gaze. Is FBZ just trying to get Blink Dagger now? Because he's like feels like he can't use this Orchid right now without Blink.
I mean, that could be it, but like, I feel like they're also just waiting for a few of these item timings on the rest of their heroes as well, right? Like, they weren't actually going for any sort of kill attempt. Yeah, Blink on Mac is the main one. Because Zhao was just looking to set up a little bit of vision to enable the next kill attempt, right? To be able to find Puck or Timbersaw when they're going for a little bit more of this farm. But
yeah,
because that was thwarted, they're going to have to try and think of another way to be able to approach this. Maybe something a little more unorthodox. They even might be revealing FBZ on this top lane deliberately, with Tim's doing a good job standing in the way to be able to pop any sort of smoke or gank attempts that might be coming his way. It's actually Q though.
Yeah.
He just wants the quick freebie.
Oh, he missed the Earth Spike.
Oh, I was wondering if we might be seeing a hook shot underneath the tower with a Chain Frost available, but it doesn't seem like that'll be the case. Q, this time around going for the Spirit Vessel as well, so very nice against all three of these core heroes, particularly the Morphling, but he'll have a Manta, of course, to be able to respond to it. But two beefy heroes in the Tiny and the Magnus that might not get into their BKB timings for a little bit. Certainly juicy ones as well.
Going up FBZ. That's made there by Mac.
Gets a free bottle refill, gets a little mana Zuck coming through from him too. So,
Blink.
I like these lines being drawn on the map. They're saying, hey, 14 minutes, we know where they're going to be. We want them to be in predictable places. What better one than the 14-minute Wisdom Rune? But I just feel like they didn't assume that they could get that quick kill. I think Mac might have just shown a little bit too long there, but never mind. Palace is actually the one that sticks around too long.
Oh, yeah. And there we go. Kill on the Spectre. Lovely Blink reveal there from Mac. To take down the Spectre. That's a very good pickup.
Radiant's middle tower.
Tier 1 tower bottom is still alive. Jax has not even been able to deal half the damage. Jackie is defending it really well.
Seeing Haste move down towards this bottom side. Jackie needs to be careful here.
Yeah, good shot comes in. There's the Shadow Step 2. He will be able to... Oh, no, he will not be able to. I thought he was
not with 5 heroes here.
Yeah, not with 5 heroes. I thought he was going to be able to use Illusory Orb there with the Morph, sorry, but
Radiant's bottom tower
not able to. Got silenced up there by, I think, the Waning Rift when...
Sinister Gaze as well.
Yeah.
Plus a lot of damage coming through from Timbersaw at this stage. So, yeah, wasn't able to use the Morph well enough to be able to protect his life. The main concern of mine is, yeah, Spectre way too deep. And, well, talk about ultis being used. That's another 3 Sorry, another 2 coming through from the supports there. They might be able to catch out this Lich, but nice little jukes from Ollie for now.
Dead Ollie.
Doesn't have the Chain Frost to even attempt to turn around there. But I like all of this extra attention that they're giving onto the Spectre. This isn't the completely free game that he had previously. He's not into his Orchid, and, you know, by the time that he's got it, FBZ's got Orchid plus Blink Dagger. You know, just really showing what this man is able to do when you give him the space to do so. Bane looking to try and set up for a kill.
Yeah, Mark on the other hand though, Avalanche and Toss will not work to take down Abed.
Oh, nice RP.
Able to avoid the RP, but the RP still catching too. The Earth Spike there too. There's no kills as of yet now. Attempted to turn it around here.
Toss in
Aurora,
two.
try and find FBZ. But here comes Jackie trying to get Palos. Palos getting lower and lower. The silence there onto Jabs. Someone's yet to die. Mac getting lower. Chakram doing its work. Abed very close to death here too. They've lost themselves 3 on Boom. As Jackie tries to get himself away. Slowed down there by the Chakram again. Yeah, they're not going to go for any more. But nonetheless, Aurora able to prevail. Getting themselves 3 kills there.
I mean, that was just a target priority issue, constantly trying to go, like, the first jump was good onto Abed, you know, dealing a ton of damage, putting him down to 20%, making him a little bit more afraid to play on the front line, but then it was just all in onto Jabs, and that is a much harder task to be able to get at this stage. 2,000 HP on him, he's put a couple of points into the reactive armor as well, so he was constantly regenning up, had plenty of armor to be able to play around, and, I mean, you effectively have 1 item on Jackie at this stage. Maybe it'll be a different story once he gets into the Vlads and you're able to buff up that pretty hefty base damage that, well, another free kill onto Palos.
Again.
Yep. Once you're able to buff up that base damage that both Magnus and Tiny have, in addition to yourself, Vlads feels really good there for that, plus, of course, the survivability. But until then, yeah, I don't want to see too much attempts onto this Timber unless he's massively out of position and you've got both support ultimates available.
So, intriguingly, not going the Eels anymore. Witchblade blinks on the way for Abed. So, still prone to being orchided by FBZ, but has yet to actually use that yet. Meanwhile, Shadow Step there onto FBZ, speaking of the man, and actually gets taken out, and a killing spree for Jabs. So Aurora looking all right here at the moment.
They're looking to continue as well. This Observer Ward is going to get dewarded instantly by Q, unless he puts himself a little bit too deep there, and it looks like he might have.
That's a lot of damage. Lich instantaneously dead. I mean, the Dream Core's there, yeah, but they've got themselves the finger and the grip.
Tims, what a god.
Abed is down. Hook shot there from Q as well, attempting to try and chase Tims, but a waveform within the Earth Spike. Claiming
Tims
the
is doing everything.
Now they're attempting to get Palos. Palos is dead. Jackie joining in on the fight.
Tims is dodging everything.
He's dodging absolutely all the spells. And
holy
the adaptive
shit.
strike and the waveform. And Jackie gets himself a double kill. That's a team wipe there, and not one hero was lost on Boo.
Dude, he dodged everything in that fight. That was insane. Just little sidesteps left and right. Doesn't have any sort of extra movement speed. Just a freaking Tranquils that was disabled the entire time. Gets the Hex onto the Lion. Gets the double stun to be able to follow up. Gets the stun to be able to just bait them in onto him. Even Clockwork hooked it onto him and wasn't able to get the kill. With a Spirit Vessel, just able to walk his way away. Dodges out that last Timber Chain. What a godly team fight from Tims.
I wonder how much gold he changed there. Would love to know. He
least
just
3K.
counted like all 5 of the kills.
He's 5-1-5 on this Lion. That is crazy good work. And they might be able to get another. They are able to walk up into this high ground, although, again, this is the sort of ward that Jao Nuel is looking to go for. That one that is going to catch someone that's just farming off on their own during nighttime. Best time to lay it down when there's not the additional little bit of... Is Jab's going to see him? Yes, he is. He sees Jao just walking behind the tier 1 tower. So they know there's vision in this general vicinity. He needs to be very careful with his positioning, honestly, on both the Bane and the Timber Saw. Without his ultis, can you kill him?
Orchid there, there's the grip. Oh, and
nice
Palos
Orchid
coming in. But the Avalanche of Toss turning it around. Palos may be in trouble. He's going to try and flee.
They still have
He has
RP.
been able to get back successfully, but now in comes a Dream Coil along with a hook shot there too. Q in trouble, and they will find the kill until the clockwork, but Matt getting lower and lower, and the Chain Frost claims the life, but Ollie will trade for that kill on the Tiny. So a 3-for-1 there. Would you say worth it here? I'm not sure. Aurora.
Growing your net worth lead 2k, keeping the Observer Ward up, being able to maybe steal the Tormentor with your Vlads, and taking a tier 1 tower. Yeah, okay, I think it's worth it.
They still have sarcasm in Australia.
No, we don't. I wonder if anyone does hang around for this Wisdom Rune, or if they feel like it might be too greedy. Looks like it's the latter. Did we see Jabs use his Aghanims in that last fight? I don't remember hearing it.
No, I don't think so.
And it's not
think
the
he died
strongest
too
it could
quick.
be as well. He's only got 2 points reactive armor, so it's not gonna like get to its full strength.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, meanwhile. Oh. Trying to get the Spectre. Oh, wait, no, Spectre trying to. Oh, this! Sinister Gaze. There we go. Cancel the TP. That's a kill onto Jackie, right? Surely. Yeah. There we go. I thought he was going to be able to get out then.
Almost
He was
did.
able to waveform perfectly, but.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kind of unfortunate there for Jackie. Just got 5-man ganked.
And instantly queues up the BKB. I mean, the Kanda, very important for him to be able to get into it. BKB, of course, very much so as well. A lot of the times you might see against like 5 stuns, you might be looking to go into an early-ish Aghanim shard for yourself, just so that you can still shift into strength if you get ganked like that. But look at the heroes that he's going up against. Like, it's silence across the board, coming through from the Orchid, coming through from the Puck as well. And if you've only got a Manta to be able to play around, that's not really going to do yourself justice. So, yeah, it's going to need to be that BKB coming through from him if before he's really happy to start taking a bunch of these team fights. Really feels like Coach Mushi has laid down the law, though, as another quick attempt onto the Tiny.
Yeah, and that is a lot of damage. I get
What are
it.
you doing there, my guy?
It
No one
just
nearby.
definitely helped.
No objectives.
No.
He got the regen rune, I guess. That was why, but surprised how long the Sinister Gaze lasts, actually.
Dire are scanning.
They scanned out FBZ down here, by the way.
Radiant's middle tower is
Oh.
under attack.
No chain... Oh, no, they do have Chain Frost. No Shadow Step. So it'll be a bit of a harder kill if they were to get it.
Oh, they just saw FBZ go underneath the tower, I think. You know what? I don't even blame Abed right now. Going a Lincoln Sphere. I think it's needed.
Against the way that Tim's is playing? Absolutely.
Dire are scanning.
Just trying to farm that up, it seemed, before they attempt to even Luke to try and siege a tier 2. Level 16 on FBZ. It's been pretty alright. Top 3 of the net worth are all cores coming from Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
I want you in my room.
I was waiting. I had that in my head. I was waiting for that. That's good.
It's the national anthem of the UK outside of Mr. Brightside by the Killers, which hasn't left the top 100 ever since it came out. So just
Good
dangling FBZ out here, hoping that someone looks to try and go onto him, and that's exactly what they
there's the
do.
hook shot. Oh, an avalanche and toss as well, completely. Maybe perhaps turning it around as Palace dead. They've caught themselves Q within his own cogs, and the Chain Frost is going to do absolutely nothing as they find 3 kills here on the side of Boom.
The power of the dangle, that's what can happen.
Roche.
Yeah, they can go Roche. Didn't even need to pop the BKB on FBZ either. Be able to get all of that happening, and did I hear a gem get purchased by someone, or dropped? I swear I heard a gem. Maybe I'm hearing things. That would be very, very valuable. Yeah, Tiny's actually bought one coming out to him on the courier, so they really want to try and close this one out, not giving Spectre the same space that she has had in the previous game. And, well, I mean, she's only level 14. She's 3,000 gold behind the next closest core. Tim's, who, again, is playing another godly game, 5 more assists since we checked in with him last, is only 2,000 gold behind the Pos 1 Spectre. So, looking a lot more optimistic for Boom. Jackie needs to be a little careful, though. He just used the Manta.
Ooh! Hook shot onto Jackie. Uh-oh, that's a dead morph.
He got greedy. He used Manta.
Oh, he's instantly gone. I don't know if he can survive this a second time. Lovely Sinister Gaze there before he can even you pathetic. That's your own teammate.
Tim says how it is. That's always how he's been. T-God himself. I mean, he just got caught underneath that ward, which I'm a little surprised that they allowed to be left there. I mean, you just bought up the gem on the Tiny, right? So the fact that they didn't walk through the lane on the retreat meant that, yeah, caused the death onto your carry. Probably doesn't die if he doesn't use that Manta style a little bit sooner, right? He would have been able to remove the Orchid. He would have been able to waveform at least a little bit closer to his team. So you might lose the Aegis, but not get the additional death following. This should just be a pretty quick kill onto Q, you would assume. Just waiting for Mac to get in there with the burst damage. Not wanting to take it, though. Well, maybe they feel like he's the one being dangled out there for a change.
How is Palace doing right now? So, got the Manta.
Not great. Is how he's doing. I mean, did he get the kill onto the Morphling? No, Abed did. So would have been great for Spectre to do it, but certainly Abed not going to be feeling too unhappy about that with his Lincoln Sphere freshly picked up, going into the Parasma, going into the Aghanim Shard. I don't know though. Like they have plenty of ways to be able to remove that that Lincoln's from range. With again the Enfeeble being huge cast range from Januel. No Blink Daggers as of yet either on the supports, prioritizing the 4-star for themselves for a little bit of HP, and of course the ability to get out of the cogs, get away from the Chain Frost, get away from the Timber Saw. I like it, but they still need that follow-up coming through from the Blink.
I wonder when he's going to get it. They've got themselves a smoke. I'm going to use it.
If I was them, I'd just be playing around this top side of the map. I mean, you've got mid lane ward, jungle ward, top lane pretty pushed in already. The only way you could make it even better is if you smoke, like, place a ward on top of the Mighty Mines. So you've got entire top side of the map covered, and then just T2 tower there, move towards mid after a potential one team fight because of your vision. I'm hearing a Haunt in onto the Bane. 4-star might save him.
Oh, no. Got him with the Orchid at the end, the Soul Burn.
So how did he die, actually? What vision did he have? Oh, they've got that really deep Observer Ward down there on the very bottom side.
Thanks, Timbersaw. Or else I wouldn't have that. Or the tree man.
I don't know. I don't like this passive sit back and do nothing. Every little minute that I'm looking, I'm seeing Spectre's net worth slowly start to climb. Making his way towards that Bloodthorn. Parasma coming pretty soon for the Puck as well, so Abed's damage is going to start skyrocketing pretty soon. Finally, they're going to go for a smoke.
Yeah.
Maybe just TPing. I mean, Bane's got to walk down bottom, but considering you just died and they've got an Observer Ward below the tower, they've got an Observer Ward above the tower, he shows for a second underneath that tier 2. He's just going to get blown up by the Spectre again.
9-second BKB is ready for Jackie. They're actually going to go into the triangle here instead. Oh,
Abed.
maybe they'll maybe catch Abed. Abed.
Don't see him.
Oh my god, they don't see him. They don't see him because of the vision. They'll go for Q instead, though. So it looks like they'll get both of the supports here. Abed trying to flee now. He's got the blink. He'll get
Not
away.
terrible. That nighttime saving Abed there would have been a huge kill to be able to delay that Parasma and take the gem away that they were able to reclaim off of that previous fight. Looking for this little jump though onto the back lines, realizing that the gem is up on the Puck, so Agnes and the Bane are the ones that are looking to try and set up onto him. He should see the Shockwave being used onto the bottom lane to give away some of that positioning, but a couple of supports, tier 2 tower, tier 2 up top next. Even though they did lose the Aegis pretty much instantly on Jackie, they've gotten value out of the lead that they have so far, but you gotta keep the pressure up.
We'll see if they'll be able to do so. I mean, still, they have quite some items to use in terms of BKB. FBZ with his own 2, so 2 9-second BKBs.
So, level 20 on Morphling now. You've got Kanda coming in 250 gold. You've got Kanda coming pretty soon on the Tiny as well as his level 20, so even more of that. I wonder what he goes actually. Probably toss requiring no target, just so that you can set up for anywhere to be able to, you know, get a skewer back or into a nightmare or something like that if there's no hero nearby. Still feels pretty good. Got it on both heroes now. Big item timing coming through for Boom. Blink Dagger on the Tiny with the amp damage rune. That's really the thing that I'm looking at. Once again, dangling FBZ, but I'm not sure if Aurora is going to take that bait again. They realize that they need to play for a little bit more of this late game. They need to wait for the Bloodthorn to come through from Palos to have any chance of being able to blow up these really, really tanky heroes. And, I mean, they've all got BKBs as well, so even the Bloodthorn isn't going to be incredibly effective against them.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's where Q's Aghanim Scepter comes in handy.
Oh, Abed.
Hold on, Abed.
What? FBZ?
Has been denied.
No one saw that.
That just happened.
It's pretty important that Aurora didn't see that for Boom, because if they did, they're just like, screw it, let's go.
Well, that was something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe pretend he still got it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the black hole bluff. When people
Sure. It's the threat of having black hole, not just having black hole. Jackie gets a free shot for himself. That's nice.
Avalanche. Let's try and safely defend Tim's. Oh, probably you
Be a little careful here on the.
Oh my god! Abed completely destroyed there. Even not with RP. Skewer back there onto 2. The Chain Frost bouncing back and forth, but it's doing absolutely nothing. And a lovely grip there from Januel, locking in place jabs. And with that, they win the fight. And I don't think they had themselves Spectre there at all, because Shadow Step, it was on cooldown.
Nope, no Spectre. Just going in a little too deep. I'm like, Abed, what are you doing? They're all hanging around behind the tower, really hungry just for this tier 1 to be able to open up the map a little bit more. They're even going to get a D-ward off the back of it, and that is not what you're wanting. You know, the chance to be able to punish this lack of RP is going to go amiss, and what can you even do now at this stage? Q is doing his best to try and keep the bottom lane pushed in, but bottom lane is not what Boom are interested in. They're just pushing into this mid tower. Don't have the offensive glyph to be able to use, and even just using that rocket flare to more quickly clear out the creep wave. But with no Chain Frost, with no Puck and Timbersaw for 20 seconds, this should be a free lane, or at least... Oh,
Yeah. Oh, Shadow Step in the back.
Nice.
Palos not able to get the kill. Oh, never mind. FBZ found and taken out. Meanwhile, though, Jackie getting Q down. But they have been able to protect the range rack somewhat.
Palos is still here.
Yeah, he's coming for more. Jackie, maybe perhaps going to try and turn it around here. Look at that.
Frost
Oh,
shield.
but the Lincoln Sphere placed on Palos.
Frost shield.
Is he still okay? The Frost Shield. Oh my gosh, he lives through it all. Abed with the Lincoln Sphere. I think he saved him from an adaptive strike against the Spectre. If he didn't use the Lincolns, then would have died.
Would have absolutely died. It's these little plays that you can make to be able to help your team out in a big way, and I'm sure the rest of the team is like, Jackie, my boy, what are you doing? We all left. There's no reason for you to be there. I can still hear the laugh coming through from Tim's Lion. No pathetic coming through from him that time around. At least he was going for a big play. The big item that I've been waiting for, though, is starting to be built up on Max. Shadowblade coming out for him on the Courier, building into that Silver Edge to be able to deal with both the Spectre as well as the Timbersaw.
Yep. Oh, Cypher Vice. Oh.
Okay.
Finally finished it now.
FBZ, by the way, was 1 second off having RP in that fight, so that could have... It was so close to being even more Boom favored. Roche is going to be up. 10 seconds
Yeah.
time, and it's going to be top.
Radiant's bottom
First
tower
ones
is
with
under
this
attack.
information will be Aurora. Setting themselves up here. Jabs will get
Palace
the
doesn't-
reveal.
Are scanning.
Palace doesn't have a TP here.
Radiant's
He has to
bottom tower
rely
is under attack.
on
Shadowstep.
Boom actually coming to the fight in order to join, so he can't get
Mhm.
to the Roshan pit right now.
Seems like they want to take that fight around the top side of the map. They've got a buyback on the puck and the Lich, so they've always got that potential. But look at this backstab from Mac. Gets the high ground advantage.
That smoke's gonna break. Baby Mac. Who's gonna be the first one to initiate FBZ?
Take
Getting
away the
that
Watcher,
watch
but
it.
it reveals your position. Oh, they found the...
Oh, that's a good pick off.
He's got the
Onto
buyback, remember.
Lich. Not a call though, yeah. He's gonna be coming
Good
back.
Hex.
There's jabs. Not
Can they
even
just find him again? They just found the Lich.
No, they've got themselves Lion. Meanwhile, Ollie dead again. It's a dieback as they just decimated him at his own outpost. Here comes Spectre now with the TP. And not able to get that. There's no Spectre in this fight. There's none whatsoever. Not able to get here, and Jabs is going to try and attempt to TP out there. They've got themselves Q2 with the Avalanche and Toss. And that is 4 dead. Because,
Big blunder.
double kill on Lich.
Double kill on Lich. They've still got a little bit of the vision towards the south side. They've still got the gem as well, so they should be able to get the D ward even.
What did Path go on then? Did he shadow step in and then decide to like not go in?
I don't know, but if you don't have TP, you gotta commit to the team fight, right? If you're buying back on the Lich as well, who pretty much instantly died back. You know, he just went in onto the tower, Fiend Script used onto him, not running the risk of any sort of Frost Shield or Chain Frost coming out. And they are going to be just losing that last outer tower. They've got the 35-minute siege creep wave as well, so I wonder, yeah, do you just drop down the Roshan's banner? I would. Looking to try and use the Chakram to be able to clear out some of these creeps, but double siege creep wave. Even the yeah, this fortification is just going to delay. It's not going to stop.
Needs to catch the creeps. Jabs does. This Roshan banner really helps there. Still,
No one's getting
TP.
close enough to actually get the aggro onto the creeps because I mean, look at the heroes that you're up against. Tiny, Magnus,
There we go.
just get tossed all the way out of position. So that's 2 lanes now in the favor of Boom off the back of a very questionable team fight from Aurora. Having a look at the map vision, looking pretty dark for Aurora at this stage. No vision up at this point for them. So it's really just the safety of their base that they can look to play around for now.
We're securing the triangle now. Providing some vision.
Just the puck with the buyback on Aurora.
See, Satanic coming out for Jackie eventually.
Yes, he is 150 gold away.
Just disassembled the Vladimirs. There we go, he's got it. Feel a nice little addition. Feeling pretty strong right now. Just gotta make sure you not throw this
Double
next side.
satanic.
Double satanic.
Yep, FBZ's got one as well. This one makes a lot more sense than the Doom, but hopefully he uses that tier 4 token before the next fight breaks out. A Mind Breaker. I mean, he's a legitimate right-click threat now on this Magnus. Even went the +12 all stats.
You see what they did? They scanned out the Abed. They're hunting someone. They don't know if it is Abed or not. Oh, illusory orb. Now they know it do. Can they get it? Oh no! They cannot.
Gets out.
The puck is gone.
And he actually bought out prior to that as well. So he's got Octarine Core. Would have been just unable to defend high ground with this puck. It feels like that's where the majority of your damage is coming out at this point. When's the last time we saw Aurora actually be the ones to make the jump? I think that's the real difference here, as Jab's going to need to get back pretty quickly to his base.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, if you can find that jump with the Scythe of Vice, with the Dream Coil, with the Parasma, with the Chain Frost, with the Hook Shot, it is a big, big difference in terms of how these team fights are going to end up, especially if you're able to take away the gem. You'd probably say Januel is the important hero to be able to take out, just because he... No, it was Lion that bought back, so yeah, Tim's probably the one that you're looking to try and go for, but they're going to need to not just watch them hit up into the base. It needs to be a wraparound if they're looking to try and make anything happen.
Here we go. Silence there onto Jabs. Ooh, taking a lot of damage there. We'll have to activate the BKB. Meanwhile, in the backlines, though, we've got Palos, who's trying to catch one of the supports, not able to.
He's
TPing. There, Jackie is still alive somehow. They're going to skewer back the Timbersaw with help of the Fiend's Grip, and they'll take him down. But buyback is available.
Yeah, just got it. It was another one of those instances where Palos just didn't join in off the back of the Shadow Step. Maybe a little worried that he didn't have buyback if he was committing in that deep. No RP used, no Finger of Death used. Jackie just waveforming through.
Shot RP, caught onto 2 there. Can they do anything about this? That's a lot of damage there. Down to the Spectre. Palos getting lower and lower. He's trying to escape. He's going to use actually the Shadow Step there to try and take down the Bane, but he'll be found taking out buyback both from Clockwork and the Timbersaw. They will take down Mac though there in return. Age is still remaining here on the Morphling. He's got 7,200 maximum HP that he's morphed up to. As meanwhile, Abed, he's still alive, hanging around here. Januel also on 80 HP.
Still has Satanic on Jackie.
Now here eventually, but Jackie coming back alive. Now trying to focus down Jabs, but Jabs is able to get the kill down to Magnus with thanks to that reactive armor of the Agnes, but waveform forward, finding the kill there. Jabs falls. Jackie is stuck in the trees or wherever he's waveformed. He needs to get out. There we go. The Cox is actually going to help him get out.
Just
can
waiting.
Get the kill onto Abed. Abed able to phase shift away, but now the buyback there from Palos, getting the kill with the Shadow Steppers now going on to the Morphling. Morphling will be taken out, and that is a team wipe there from Aurora. But how many buybacks were committed there for that fight? There was
all of them. All of them were used except for Pucks. Only one left with it available at this point, and you just have to look at the damage numbers coming through across the board. They were waiting until that Shadow Step was available on the Spectre, not wanting to buy back too quickly. Otherwise, they're just running the risk of slowly running into the team fight, enabling them to run away. But if you wait for that Shadow Step, they don't get an option. That was a dieback on Januel as well. Ended up losing the gem as well, I believe. So they got 2 gems on Aurora now. Might be able to get a little bit of map control back for themselves. They will be able to run. Ooh, Mac.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Abed. That is very deep, my guy. Just trying to cut these waves as much as possible. I guess he is the one with the buyback. So with only Tiny alive, feels like he can't quite die.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Palos has obtained a Abyssal Blade from this fight now. For him.
He was getting close to it prior to that fight, but just made sure to hold that buyback. Nearly level 25 as well. Okay, looking to get a free Tormentor Shard for themselves. Oh, he's just going to go to... We'll go to Clockwork. Only one without it.
Very nice. I think this Roshan timing's going to be a late, early. Left.
Let's say minute 10.
Middle tower is under attack.
Dire side.
10 seconds.
Okay, I can see it. Going for their 3rd Satanic is Boom on the Tiny. Little surprised that we haven't seen more of the Tree Volley, the Aghanim Scepter, coming through from him. Having a look at the buybacks across the board. Morphling's got it. Magnus has got it. Tiny's got it in 60 gold. So it just comes down to find someone that bought back previously and kill him. It's as simple as that. Spectre, Clockwork, Timbersaw. Their targets are 1, 2, and 3.
Still all smoked up, and Aurora just sitting inside their base. They know they don't want to make any mistake here with losing their life with the amount of buybacks that were committed during that last team fight. Oh, funny enough, they're actually going to smoke up. Oh, it's a 10-second Roshan!
You called it.
No way! Oh, I should get a lottery ticket. What the heck?
It's still going to be top, though, right? Like, you can't kill it in the small amount of time that it's going to be spawning down bottom.
Yeah, no way.
this is, again, one of the advantages of just being able to take side lane creeps, side lane racks early on into the game. That's just passively going to be pushing in. Palos is kind of forced to be showing here. It puts himself in danger of dying, but you kind of need to... If you don't do it, you're just going to lose your base anyway.
Yeah.
Might be able to get level 20. Hold on. Okay, Rockets
that's a nice scout.
revealing Mac.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the level 20 as well, so the Rocket Flare True Sight, that Silver Edge does
It's a good
absolutely
Dream Coil.
nothing. Dream Coil onto 3. Can they do anything with it, though? They've got
Yes,
the
they
Hex
can.
there, onto the Tiny. Mac's still okay. He's going to activate that BKB, and Jabs is going to get himself out with that help of the reactive arm. Roshan is
Honestly.
not play for the grabs.
I was just keeping on saying, where the hell is the Spectre? Palos could have come in at any point of that, and Mac was getting pretty damn low. He's the one that doesn't have the Satanic, so not too much in the form of defensive tools for himself there. Someone just needs to stand up on this high ground, be able to scout out any sort of movements in. There's the Rocket Flare, potentially coming in. Only Jackie revealing himself inside of this area. Spectre, with that though, has been able to get up to level 25, so it's increasing, especially with the Aghanim Shard, you get like double benefit, I suppose you can call it.
Oh, wow, they're backing off again. They don't know whether they're coming or they're going.
I mean, Mac is hiding outside the Silver Edge, but he's against the Clockwork with Rocket Flare True Sight, so they still see you during all of this.
Yeah. BZ using the skewer there just in case. Just in case.
Free Horn Toss, though. Not like the high ground is in danger anytime soon, but always just a nice little additional tool to be able to find that quick pickoff. Having a look at some of these buyback timers, they're already down to 2-3 minutes for Aurora. So
Yeah.
they've given up the Aegis, but the high ground defense is pretty formidable. You got the Cross Shield, you got the Cogs, you got the Spectre, able to join in from anywhere on the map, approaching towards that Aghanim Scepter as well. Actually enabling her to go onto the target that she wants, which is going to be this backline. No Nullifier yet, but if you're able to get that silence off quickly enough, you should be able to take out the likes of the Bane or the Lion. Probably Bane. No, sorry, probably Lion, the one without the Ghost Scepter.
I'm
Reason?
honestly not sure how this game is honestly going to go. No, no. My internet is alive and stay. I'm just really pondering whether after seeing the movements from Aurora, still think that they can do something. Though I'm kind of confused a little bit as Palos not joining in some of these fights. Because there was the previous fight where he TP'd but then cancelled it, but I don't know if he used Shadow Step and then didn't jump in. And then there was that other situation that you said about not jumping on the Tiny, so I don't know if Palos is got sane of... I don't know whether sane of mind is the correct word, just like not in it.
I mean, he has to be. He was diving fountains in Game 2. He's feeling a Spectre gameplay. You don't question the man.
He's had a rough game though, Spectre, hasn't he? Like
I mean, he's been
only had
targeted.
12. Yeah, he was how much net worth below the tip? Well, he's slowly increasing now. Actually, finally surpassing Jabs. Was actually 4K below Jabs for like quite a long while of the game. It's now back, but with Abed on the puck, I still believe there's an opportunity for them to defend the high ground. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Of course, he's got the valuable tier 4 neutral item in that Ascetics cap, so even if he is getting caught out by stuns from the Lion, the Fiend's Grip, the RP, you're going to be having it slightly lower and coming through. There we go, Reason. The G immediately after. I don't know, like, my head just says boom. It's still going to easily close this one out. Like, there's just so many different avenues for them to be able to do it. They've got good control on the top side of the map. Mid and top constantly pushing in. They've got an Aegis. They've got a free Aghanim Scepter on FBZ. They've got one area of the map that they don't have control of is this ancient camp area, where Ollie has been able to place down a ward. That's not honestly where Aurora is playing the majority of the time. So, very ballsy once again from Abed, putting his life on the line to be able to just keep these lanes shoved in. It's something that he has to do. Just got a fresh smoke delivered to Januel. Just attacking so damn fast on this Tiny now at this stage.
Oh, he's a monster.
With the Empower as well, by the way.
For that damage. Whoa.
But they're being forced back. Again, I don't want to say it, but is this a replay of what we were seeing previously? Mac kind of playing the guessing game here, looking to try and find someone that's trying to push in on the backside. They see him underneath the Observer Ward combination, but it's not enough to tempt Aurora from leaving their base. But do you really want to let Spectre get into that next item for herself? Hasn't bought any of the Aghanim's components because wants to make sure that that buyback money is saved for herself. But target number one is Lion. That is who Spectre is going to be jumping on with the Bloodthorn, even holding a dust 49 minutes into the game. Just wants to take him out, make Abed's life a little bit easier. This is the smoke that I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Lanes are pushing in. Wrap around. You can, just dive in onto the back lines. They're very unlikely to have observer sentries set up next to the area around their fountain, maybe around the area of the high ground, but under the cover of smoke, I was really assuming that they would be able to just go in, get a quick pickoff, but who knows, right? Justifiably, maybe they're afraid of buybacks because literally everyone in the game is going to have buyback in about 20 seconds as soon as Clockwork gets enough money.
Yeah. This
Jabs.
is going to be a crazy one, but the favor is in, obviously, of course, Aurora, considering they're the ones defending. They can just buy back and come back to the fight like they all have ages.
Bloodthorn coming through. All right, decent item. But is it a game-changing item? That's the real question. I'm just watching Jabs. Would love to... Well, he just got it. He's level 25 prior to a impending fight. Actually going for that burst damage. Whirling Death, tree bonus damage, not the extra range on the Timber Chain. Was thinking maybe might be looking to try and assist with the blow-up potential onto the supports on the backline with all of that pure damage.
Yeah.
Seems like it's still going to be the Morphling that's his main priority. They see him. Pretty highly Agimorphed, and they actually offensively glyph. Protecting with the banner as well, all of these creeps. Oh, they found
he's caught two there, but a lovely phase shift. FBT in some trouble. He's going to activate the BKB. The RP, it comes out. It only connects onto Jabs, though.
He got the Ags off.
As meanwhile, the Dream coils there. They do find Tim's in the back, though. Powos as Jabs actually being able to take down Mac. And look at this. Januel is gone. Buybacks both from the Tiny and the Lion wanted to come back to the fight. Jackie, he has himself this Aegis. It's going to expire, though, in around about 20 seconds.
Yeah, and they're forced to back out. So that's two buybacks for nothing. And the greetings comes through from Abed, realizing how strong that high ground defense is. They get, like... I don't know why they abandoned that top lane backstab smoke that they were trying for. They got close and then they just stopped. And then they thought, you know what's going to be easy? Walking up into a frost shielded tower with the Timber Sword that's able to get off his reactive armor. I don't know. This is giving me crazy feelings, and Boom have been part of a 112-minute game before, the longest game of 2024. Could it be the case again that we're in for an absolute marathon epic? You never know. It's a Spectre, so despite being this far behind, still giving them a 22% chance is Gaben.
Being scouted out, they blink forward there with the Hex. They caught themselves the Magnus. Magnus down. Does have buyback, though. Does have the buyback.
Okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Perhaps it's Aurora's time to seize the high ground. Tier 2 tower.
It's still very scary.
Flamethrower.
Remember, you're against the Magnus and the Tiny, right? Going up onto high ground isn't a cakewalk for Aurora either. Where is your tower damage?
Abed, Dreamcore there. Oh, they got the Hex as well. Onto Mac. Mac just able to activate the BKB, attempting to turn it around now. But in comes a hook shot. It doesn't connect onto Mac. It actually connected there onto Abed. And they do find the kill on the Tiny. Tiny dieback. But the cogs there, they're actually turning it around there with FBZ with the RP. They're skewing them into the fountain. There we go. They get themselves 3. A little bit too far, Aurora, with a buyback coming out from Abed. And they won't find any objectives here. on the side of Aurora, but they do take down the Tiny, who had himself no buyback, but oh my gosh. Love it. It's like the cogs worked against them there as well.
The cogs worked against them, and this is what can happen in the middle of a crazy team fight, right? You just forget that they have a Magnus. You're next to their tier 4 towers. They went in deep. They wanted to get that dieback out of the Tiny, understandably, right? Like, it's such a big thing to be able to not have to worry about the toss back, but RP onto 3, the cogs, like you said, kind of ruining their life, and then, of course, the skewer back into the fountain, and the thing to top it all off, like we saw, was the buyback being used by Arbit. He's going to be kicking himself for the fact that he did that. I mean, he doesn't have boots of travel. How is he even expecting to rejoin the team fight?
Yeah, absolutely nuts. I mean, what did Jackie do? 11,000 damage or something like that? That wasn't too bad.
He did like 7,000. I feel like the fountain did a good portion of it as well.
Right. What the heck does he buy though? Now he's got 9,000 gold. He's going for
Swift Blink.
Swift Blink. Yeah.
Moonshard.
Yeah, I could do.
There really isn't anything else for him to buy. Refresher. Okay, sure.
Is Agniv's really worth it on Morphling? It's like the old.
Yeah. And maybe he's like a, Zuma Morphling player. It's like, I'm not used to this style. They're just going to look to get this Tormentor for themselves. Will be just a little bit of gold. For free gold, not wanting to reveal themselves on the map. Once again, Roshan spawning up top. Minute and 5 seconds away. And could that be the real game decider coming through out of this next one? It'll mean no buyback on Magnus, Puck, Tiny, Lion by the time that next one is being contested. Or, in true C fashion, are they going to sit back, do nothing, and wait for the tier 5 neutral items?
I'll probably go with option 2 of sit back and do nothing and wait for tier 5 items.
But then what tier 5 items are the ones? Mirror Shield could be amazing this game against all of the targeted things that they've got coming through.
On disc for Abed as well. That's actually a pretty big pickle. They don't have themselves anything like a nullifier or anything like that, so he would be able to survive burst if, Fiend's Grip was placed upon him.
I'm surprised that we haven't got a nullifier yet from anyone on Boom. Like, I feel like Jabs has just been able to use this Aghanim Scepter far too many times, and maybe it's just because they haven't been focusing him, because we've seen a lot of times the Timbersaw can just die to the damage even going through that reactive armor shield, but I guess we'll just get rid of it, There's a few times that I've seen FBZ die to the explosion at the end of it.
Oh, look at this, though. They're coming in for an aggressive smoke. They know the Roshan's spawning up at some point. This smoke is going to break on Jackie.
That's an early BKB.
There. Meanwhile, though, we've got Palos in the backline trying to take the supports.
Supports are doing a good job of dodging.
Still survive. The hook shot there, connecting onto Mac. Mac's okay, activating the BKB there. As meanwhile, Januel is on his own in the Roshan pit, who's going to be focused here by the Spectre.
Triple RP!
The RP is going to connect. Will they be able to find at least anything here as they've been able to take down
Chain Frost goes.
Jab has himself the reactive armor. He's still surviving through it. They're going to turn it around back there to
No
FBZ,
buyback.
who's been able to be taken out. He's down for 120 seconds. They're going to go on to Jackie now. Jackie, is he be able to get away? He's getting lower and lower. He's trying to jolt away with the orb. He's been able to use the stolen phase shift, and he's been able to waveform away. There we go, there we go. There they've got him. Triple kill for Jams.
Oh, and just lines roughly being drawn on the map there by Ollie at the end of it all. Don't let them go for some stupid kind of backstab play into the base. Have Boom given this one up? It was a, how much was it? 20k net worth lead. It was an 85% win probability, and off the back of one fight, even with a really good RP being landed there by FBZ, they were caught in this tiny little bridge area going up against what? Chain Frost, Puck, damage flying everywhere.
That was honestly the weirdest place to have a pre-60-minute team fight, honestly. What a place to have a fight on that tiny little cliff. The only buyback available is on this Morphling. They're just going to go for tier 4's Aurora.
Why not? Don't allow them to refresh it. Well, they've actually still got the glyph available, so they'll be able to slow this one down a little bit, but creeps are going to stay inside, and oh, Jackie is going to come back. Divine Rapier coming on the courier.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing. They don't have any vision.
It's not going to get there in time, though, is it? Is it?
Oh, it will. It will.
Fours. Okay, he's got it. He's ready with
He's
Max.
alive.
Max coming in. Avalanche and toss. Here we go. Oh, he's been passed up, though. He's been passed up. He's not doing
Satanic.
any damage here at all. He's going to try and heal up there with the Satanic, but it's not going to do anything at all whatsoever. There we go. And Aurora are your winners of this best of 3. What a change of events. Back and forth. It's every game. Back and forth. One team's ahead.